There you
Good
go.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Rizuki. You know, I'm embarrassed to say I never knew your real name.
Oh, it's Liz.
I'm
Rizuki's been my nickname literally since I was like 13. So
Aww.
it's the one and the same at this point.
I thought she'd be like, how dare you?
Oh, it's fine. There were literally people from high school that call me that before I even got to cosplay and anything. So it's cool.
That's me with Breezy.
That's real cool.
I get that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just brain farted. What am I supposed to do? Oh yeah, airplane mode. Okay. Airplane mode. I'm gonna turn that on. All right. Or no, would that affect the Wi-Fi though? No, it shouldn't. Okay. All right, just gonna give one more person a little more time, but she'll be here.
Okay.
Yeah, I apologize. I wanted to come in a little earlier, but my desk lamp decided to die, so I had to find a makeshift lamp ASAP. But we're good.
You're here. That's all that matters.
I got the natural lighting. I just open the windows, open the blinds.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fix this. There we go.
You know, I should go like face the window, but
that's a lot of work.
See all the mess going on in my living room here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You don't
Save.
need to see that.
Yeah, my craft space is over there, and it looks like something imploded. So we're just gonna not show that side.
I like that you have your trident behind you, because if you look in my corner, right where my finger is, those are my tridents.
Oh, your
my mirror tridents. I never
mirror one. Yeah, this is the Final Fantasy one, Final Fantasy 15.
That's funny.
Nice.
I made a long time ago. So,
I found your helmet the helmet you made me, by the way.
Oh, you
I was
did?
laughing so hard. Yeah, I still have that thing.
So yeah, I made this sword. This one's my favorite one.
Oh, that's
You're
so
getting
cool.
so much better. Holy cow. So much progress.
Okay.
Probes, what's good?
Ronnie P, what's going on?
Oh, we have Shauna and Sean. Hey, Sean, what's up, Sean?
For your request.
Good morning.
Good morning.
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 Morning, guys. So the reason I called this meeting, say you're all fired. There you go. Goodbye.
Nice.
Right.
So much for keeping the friendships that matter. Okay.
Where's the end? Where's the end button?
Let's end this.
Hear that?
I'm gonna get you all in one fell swoop. Okay. We have a full star-studded cast here. We have a full round table here. This is the first time. It's gonna be a great episode. All right. So let's get into the ish. What's up? It's your boy, G-Net. Welcome to the Straight Up Ish podcast, where we talk life, girls, relationships, purpose, and cosplay. So I am joined by two individuals who, okay, let me tell you a little story, okay? I was a boy.
Here we go.
Play with dreams. The dream to have a nice little podcast where, you know, I spread a message of love and, you know, leave people with a nice cuddly feeling inside where, bam, I'm clubbed in the head and I'm dragged into this room. I'm put under the hot lights with two individuals that was silhouetted. I couldn't really make them out. One of them was wearing a fitted cap saying, look at me. It's our podcast now. So after a full night of martial arts and physical combat and everything, we come to a truce. Say, listen, let's do this together. All right? So 1 became 3 and 3 became 1. So these two individuals are here today with me.
Hi.
What up, guys? Your boy Matt, aka Froby, aka Feedback Frobes. Strap in for another episode. Let's do it.
And hey, what's up? It's your boy Ronnie P. I'm here for another episode. No plug yet. Let's get into the show.
What? You're not plugging it?
You want to plug now? I can plug now.
Plugging in, plugging in.
Plug it.
Plug. All right. You can catch me on YouTube, TSR Reviews, on Instagram, tsr.photos. And that's it. That's where you can find me at.
You done? Okay. So disclaimer. So we're not soft, easily offended, easily triggered. We already upset some people. You know, it happens. But we're not Oprah. We're not Dr. Phil. We're not any one of those shows. Big shout outs to them. You know, to The View and all those people. Having said that, we're gonna be nice today. All right, because we got all these beautiful people in the world. You know, they got these attractive ladies that you guys have been asking for. Like, where are you gonna bring the ladies back on? They're here. So I don't know. You guys want to introduce yourselves, or what do you want to do? Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Sure. Whatever it is, I'm not going first.
You're too late.
Go backsies.
Okay.
Oh man, does this mean I'm really going first? Okay.
Yeah, go first.
All right. I am Brie Zerker. I'm Brie. I have had the pleasure of knowing G for almost 10 years. When I started my journey into cosplay is when I first met him. And I've been with Pepper to his Tony for this long. Like
You kind of look like Oracle from she does a Batgirl, Batgirl cosplay.
Dad calls me Babs, so sometimes he'll
really?
slip up, he'll call me Babs, yeah. So that's really funny.
Perfect for that.
That's all I got. Who's next?
You have good taste in headphones, I will say. I have a very similar pair of headphones.
$13 on Amazon, baby.
Oh shit! Mine doesn't have the little mouth.
And when I mute, my light goes off.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
Since I talked, I guess I'm gonna have to go next. Oh, so hard. I have not known anybody here for 10 years, so that's sad. But I think, Garnett, when did we meet? How long ago was it? It was a while ago.
I'm happy you don't remember.
2016.
14, 2015? No.
Okay, so it's been like 6
one of those 20 something. We'll just say that.
Mid-20s, mid-teens, something like that. I cosplay sometimes. Most of the time I'm just running around New York City taking pictures for Instagram, and happy to be part of this again. Thank you for the invite again and inviting this idiot.
Hello.
Hi, idiot.
You know, some people call me idiot. My real name's Sean. Other people call me Bird. Most of the times I'm just running around after her, taking her pictures, or holding the stuff and taking pictures.
Well, Sean's kind of selling himself short because he's the most, like, he has the most ingenuity. He's the most adaptable. Like, I call him like I think he should be MacGyver, actually, because he could.
I'll take that.
He has like real ingenuity. He could like fix a problem. Like if he just uses the materials he has at hand. It's like cut my finger. It's like, hold on. He just like takes gum out of his mouth or something and just pats it up. I don't know.
You're not wrong.
If you're stuck on the street or whatever, he'll come find you and everything, bring you to the hospital, drop you off somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
I told him, like, if I'm ever like, you know, just kind of, I don't know, incapacitated, I'm like, I trust him to bring my dead corpse across the way. You know, we're gonna.
I'll revive you first, because I don't want to have to carry anyone. So I'll just bring you back so you can walk.
I lost a little weight, so it should be easier. Okay.
All right, that's good. That's good, because I stopped doing construction, so I'm not strong anymore.
Oh, damn it.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Oh my
I
god.
can't believe you've done this.
Now that he's not strong anymore. Okay, feel bad for me.
But you weigh like 2 pounds, so it's fine.
Who's next?
I think that's me. Hi, everybody. So my name is Liz, but like I said, but I've been going by Rizuki for like 20 years or something. So hey, what up? I actually met G. I want to say it was 2017. I think it was, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, one of the
EternalCon 2017, right?
I think it was. It was somewhere.
I'm pretty sure
in Nassau. And that, yeah, it was. In my travels.
It was.
People I met in my travels. In my,
I'm sad that I didn't meet you then. I only just met her like 2 weeks ago.
It was actually the first day I wore my Pink Ranger costume, and he was in his like self-made Red Ranger costume, and I'm like, yo, that's sick. And here we are. So I appreciate you being literally, like, fun fact, I appreciate you being like basically one of the only positive male interactions I had that day. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Should we get into that or what? What's going on?
I know.
I'm ready to fight somebody. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's hear it. Worse.
So, I mean, Power Rangers started in the United States in 1993 with the original Mighty Morphin. And unfortunately, I have learned firsthand that Amy Jo Johnson, the girl that played the Pink Ranger Kimberly, was the source of inspiration for a lot of males' wet dreams. And the only reason I know that is because they decided to tell me all day at EternalCon. All day long.
Oh,
decided
honey, no.
Kimberly was my first crush. I had started masturbating to Kimberly, and I'm just like, I want to throw myself off a cliff and just implode.
That's too much.
And die. But that was literally, like, you were literally one of the only male interactions I had where I didn't want to, like, jump off the roof of Nassau Coliseum. So thank you.
Oh, geez. Well, I'm glad to be that source of positivity. But no, I just said, another Pink Ranger. I'm not alone here, trying to suck in all the Power Ranger energy or something. I don't know. But I thought, you had a cool, authentic costume and said, like, yo, let's get a picture. I don't know if I was just straightening myself out and you just walked up on me, or I don't know.
I don't remember. I just remember, like, I walked away and I was like, wow, a male that I don't want to, like, punch. Thank you. He's cool. I like it.
He gets that a lot, too.
All day. All day. That was all it was.
Yeah, I didn't want to get punched. Actually, I think I was just stalking the Time Force table. I think I was just stalking them.
You were around there, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember you were around the autograph table.
I was like, hi. And I think I told one of the actresses she reminded me of one of my ex-girlfriends or something. I think I said that.
Awkward.
You started it off right.
So wait, we're Brie.
So much for not creepy interactions, Juan.
Yeah, he was right there. You was riding the wave, G, and then he just
it sunk.
He sunk it.
Okay, so let's get into origin stories. All right, Berserker. Yeah. What made you get into cosplay or whatever? What brought you into the? I mean, I think I know, but I think
you actually don't. So I don't think you know the whole story. Oh God, I'm spotlighted. Hi. So in 2010, 2011, my cousin actually wanted to do a big group for Kineticon in 2011. Of all the Sailor Scouts, we had enough people in our friend group. We were going to do every single one.
I already like you a lot.
I was Sailor Venus, and my two best friends at the time, who are still, I was just on a Discord with them last night. We're still best friends, 12 years later. We met 12 years ago. One was the Sailor Moon, and one was Sailor Pluto. So we, the three of us were the only non-problematic ones. At the convention in 2011, not only did we get accused of not trying our hardest with our first cosplays ever by my cousin, but we got accused of conspiracy because we, quote unquote, knew ahead of time that our Sailor Uranus and our Sailor Neptune weren't going to be a part of it. But the Sailor Neptune was her mom. So if anyone knew, it was going to be her. And then Sailor Uranus literally texted us while we were in the car on the way to Kineticon saying, hey, I'm not coming. I got in a car accident. So we don't talk to my cousin anymore. That's fine.
Okay.
But it did not sour it for me. So the next year, my high school best friend and I went to Connecticut again, and I did Black Widow for the first time, and I fell in love with dressing up. So through posting pictures on Facebook and talking with my dad and stuff like that, a friend of mine, Chris Norris, who is the head of Team Christopher for Autism Speaks, actually reached out to me. I lived in Connecticut, and so I moved up to Danbury for Western Connecticut State University. And he texted me and said, "Hey, we're doing a Autism Speaks fundraiser at a football game. Do you want to come?" So I did, and I met some great cosplayers, made some great friends that night. And from there, I became a pivotal part of his team for cosplay at that point in life. So I met G at Autism Speaks Walk in Western Connecticut after that game. And I didn't dress up for that. So I was literally his pepper because he's running around in Iron Man armor.
Well, yeah, my costume was falling apart, and I was like,
I was taking care of him. I was MacGyvering for him. It was great. But ever since then, when I realized it was more than just paying to go to cons and like I could do some good and make some kids' lives better with my cosplay, I just kind of stuck with it. I have a couple favorite moments in cosplay from events I've done that all feature making a small child cry, like in a good way. Like one walk we did, there was a child having a tantrum because we were almost at the finish. He couldn't do it. He didn't want to do it. I was Black Widow. My friend Bill was Cyclops from X-Men. And we go up to this kid, and he just, in the middle of his tantrum, just stops and goes, "You're Black Widow. You're an X-Man." And we walked with him to the finish line, and his mom was behind us crying because he didn't like talk. He was autistic. He didn't talk to people. He didn't like touching people, but he willingly like took our hands and walked to the finish line with us. Like making that good is what helped me. And then in the last 2 years, I found out that I am autistic. So everything came kind of full circle for me. So I haven't really done much with cosplay in the last 2 years, but because of COVID, but now that everything's starting to open up, I'm getting back into it, and it just feels more right and more like a part of myself because I know what I know, you know.
That's cool. Yeah, I met.
Shout outs to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that story, Brie Mode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the high porn. Yeah, that's slow as hell. Anyway, so, no, I think I met I think it was through Hartford Comic Con. I went as Green Goblin.
Yeah. That's how we.
And I was like, so I remember that day I had my and Matt, you remember the Xterra, the red Xterra I would drive. So
Oh yeah,
that big. I called them Optimus Prime. Anyway,
I do.
so I drove there. I made the smart decision to drive from Upper Westchester, New York to Hartford Comic Con in the costume. So, because I wasn't sure if there's going to be a place to change or whatever.
At least you learned since then.
Yeah.
Like you made the stupid decisions of driving to and from my events in Southern Connecticut every single time, but you still learned that you could change. You would always have a place to change.
Yeah. But I wasn't sure. This was like my second con ever besides New York Comic Con. This is my first convention outside of that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So because I thought every con was going to be like New York Comic Con, where it's like impossible to change anything. You got to change out in the street or something. I don't know. But like, so I'm like in the truck like this. Like the thing has no type of flexibility whatsoever. I have like EVA foam around the neck, on the shoulders, everywhere. So I'm driving like this. And I'm like trying to look at my blind spot. I'm like turning my whole body. And that's like for a whole 2-something hours. I should have had my dad drive, but I drove over there, had my little makeshift that glider he rides, the glider. So it's like it had a little exercise balancing thing over it, so I could stand on it without destroying it. It ended up being destroyed anyway, but it was pretty cool for the first few days that it survived. But I went there. I met Peter Milo.
Yep.
And yeah, he was dressed as Spider-Man, and we took a few photos and stuff, and became instant friends. You know, high five and stuff. Yeah. Ended up on the front page of some newspaper, Hartford, whatever.
Hartford Current. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah. So then he invited me to a photo shoot, and that's where I met Chris Norris and his antics. But we took a little photo. We
love
photos.
Chris in this house. We love Chris in this house.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. But we took our photos and stuff, and then he started inviting me to events like your the Autism Speaks walk, and then that's where we met in my costume art and stuff.
And I do have to say, like, of all of the friends in my journey that I've made, I do have to thank you, like, and I will thank you publicly in your podcast and make you blush like crazy because that's what I do. You of all this time, like, I have had so many friendships that have fizzled and like just gone to crap. And over the 10 years that I've known you, every time I've said, "Hey, I'm doing this event. Do you want to come?" You came through and you showed up, and afterwards we all hung out and we did some crazy we went to Spirit Halloween, we went to the Puppies and Kittens place. You remember? I know you remember.
Oh yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
And we've done like we've always we've had so many good times, and like every time I've said, "Hey, I've got this going on," you've always been there to support me. So I'm really grateful that you asked me to be here so I can finally pay it back and support you. So thank you.
Well, it means a lot to me, you know.
I love you, G, so much. All right, I'm done. I promise.
Okay.
I'm done.
We all love G around here.
Yeah, that means a lot. I don't think I was just trying to like literally just make friends wherever I could, just because I was just riding solo for so long and stuff, and just doing all these costumes. Like, who am I gonna show these costumes to? I saw all these hangouts going on, so I didn't know where to start. So
yeah,
shouts to Pete for reaching out to me.
Getting us together.
Because I never would have reached out to him, because I would have been like, because
you're the best cosplay husband I've ever had, the only cosplay husband I've ever had. So thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, who's next to be spotlighted? Who's next on my list? Oh, she's next. Rizuki.
Oh crap! Hi. What's up? That was unexpected.
A little bit about how you started out and stuff, and what it means to you, all that good stuff.
All right. Well,
I hated this in school,
miserably.
but it's okay.
All right. So I got into cosplay in the late 90s, actually, but I didn't know it was called cosplay. I just knew that I wanted to be Sailor Moon. So a Halloween party in 98, my mom's friend was a seamstress, and she made me the costume based on the very first Sailor Moon doll I have, who is very up there still. And I threw the doll at her and I was like, "Here, make this happen." And she's just like, "What the hell?" But she did it. And so that was my first costume, but I had no idea that cosplay was a thing, conventions, nothing. She made me a bunch of other costumes, the majority of them being variations of either Sailor Venus or Sailor Star Healer, because they're like my number one, number two, like tag team favorite characters. And I still didn't know it was called cosplay. It wasn't until 2001, 2002, when I was talking to a friend and we found our very first convention, Big Apple Anime Fest in the Marriott Marquis in Manhattan. And we went in 2002, and she was dressed as Sailor Star Fighter. I was dressed as Sailor Star Healer, and we didn't know what we were doing. We still didn't know it was called cosplay. We walk in, and I forget the format of it, but like you walk in and there's this big escalator, and like you could see all the way up, and somebody like multiple floors up started screaming our characters' names. And we're just like, where is that coming from? And then we looked up, and the girl goes, "You stay there, I'm coming down." So we're like, "Oh, okay." We have no idea what was happening. So minutes later, she comes down however many floors it was, and she starts taking pictures. We have all these pictures taken, this whole experience. She's fixing my wig. And you have to remember, art of wigs, epic cosplay, all of that stuff, social media, none of that existed. So all of the costumes we had, all of the wigs we had, it just basically came from like the grace of God is basically where it came from, because none of this stuff existed. And so I left that knowing what cosplay was, knowing what conventions were, knowing cosplayers and all of that. And I was just like, I need this in my soul. But I was very young. So what am I going to do? Fast forward to 2009, that was my first New York Comic Con. And I fully knew what everything was. I fully knew what I wanted to do. And I started cosplaying in 2009. The majority of my cosplays are Sailor Moon just because of who I am as a person. So I've done most of the Sailor Guardians. I'm missing like 4 of them, I think, out of all of them. But that's like the main thing I do. But it's transitioned from just wanting to dress up as them to me making them. So the majority of the costumes now, I make the whole thing. I make everything. Not all of them, but the majority of them. And it's evolved to making them, and it's evolved to engaging with the cosplay community in a different way. Because yes, I cosplay now, and just like you had said before, you know, with COVID, I'm not doing as much, but somehow in this weird, I cosplay Sailor Moon and then I go like this and then people come say hi to me. Somehow in that movement, I've ended up transitioning from just being a cosplayer to being staff for a lot of these events. So out here on Long Island, there's a bunch of different conventions and events and cosplay contests and things. And not all of them, but a good chunk of them, I'm the one putting it together. So what do you call it? CradleCon is one of them. Long Island Retro Gaming Expo is another one. Long Island Tropicon, I help them as well. I've done work with MCon Anime Festival as well. I've done stuff with Anime NYC, which I cannot wait for that next week. I might cry. I might actually cry. But I've done a lot of work with that. And then at the same time, I also ended up starting doing like facilitating like photo shoots and gatherings and meetups and stuff, to the point where like, and I swear I'm not making this up. It's gotten to a point in New York City and just in the New York area where I've been associated with Sailor Moon so much that I've gone into Manhattan for like Hatsune Miku concerts, or just walking in Think Geek. And I've literally had people go, aren't you Rizuki? And I'm just like, what in the hell? Like, I'm not,
Wow.
what in the hell? That's not crazy at all. But I've like all of the meetups, all of the photo shoots, all of the conventions that I work with, it's kind of become, instead of just cosplaying just to cosplay's sake, I want to build a community now, because I love making my costumes. I'm working on stuff right now, but I want to, for the younger generations and for the elderly veterans like me, and then some, I want to make sure people see this as a hobby, see this as having fun, seeing that they can do things. And you are, you know, if you want to try making something, you can, or if you can't make something, it's still cosplay. Or just because you're Black doesn't mean you can't cosplay. Just because you're plus size doesn't mean you can't cosplay, because that runs rampant. And my goal, my whole purpose now, aside from just cosplaying for funsies, is to help build and foster that community. And I guess to end, so I don't talk for the next 45 minutes, I guess to end, there's, here on Long Island, there's a lot of young cosplayers and, you know, teenagers, tweens, young 20s. And I've watched a lot of them grow up working behind the scenes at a lot of these events. I've watched a lot of them go off to college, and it's weird. It makes me feel old. But the biggest thing that I want to give back with after all of this time is I've had a lot of those cosplayers come to me after panels, or after like meetups I've done, or after gatherings and photo shoots and panels and events that I've helped run. I've had these young cosplayers come to me and be like, you know, because I came to your cosplay positivity panel, I started cosplaying again. Or, you know, I'm glad I met you, and I'm glad we started talking, and you kind of showed me all of these things, because I was going to kill myself that weekend. And I didn't. And I talk to this person all the time, and they were literally going to kill themselves that night. I had no idea. I have cosplayers come to me telling me like, hey, this happened inappropriately, or this happened inappropriately. I don't feel comfortable talking to X person. I don't feel comfortable going to the adult. I don't know who the owner of this is. Can you please help me? Or I didn't think I could still cosplay. I'm in my 40s, but you're showing me that it's okay. that's my whole thing. That's everything that I do now. So if I can help motivate one person, if I can help one person want to dive into it more, if I can help one person feel good about what they're doing, if I can help one person in any way, shape, or form, then everything else is just like extra. Everything else is just dessert. So I've gone from just wanting to be Sailor Moon to making my own costumes and building a cosplay community with inclusivity, diversity, and positivity. And that is my whole spiel. That is my whole thing. The end.
Oh, you did that pretty. Yeah, you did that pretty well. Yeah, like I think one thing I've observed that you do, like online and stuff, you like to bring a lot of people together in these groups and stuff. And like I even saw you. I saw one video. I don't know where you were, but you were dressed as Diva, and then you said like, okay, so we're changing from this place. We're going to this place. You actually turned the camera. This place? We're not going there. Over here? Yeah, we're going there. Okay.
That's actually the annual Anime NYC Sailor Moon gathering. The first one in 2017, I was like, oh, it's gonna be 10 people. It'll be fine. And I told the main photographer, was my friend Edward Photography. What up, Ed? I was like, it's gonna be 10 people. Over 100 people showed up. And he comes to me, he's like, you said 10 people. And I'm like, times 10. I cried. I flat out cried. And there were no anime meetups. There were no gatherings yet that year. And Javits security wanted to shut us down because there was literally like this gigantic pile of Sailor Moon people just like, what up? But maybe I'm just insane. I don't know. But like, they were just like, no, like, she's got this. I don't know why they said that. I don't know why they did that, but they're like, she's got this. It was organized. It was handled properly. And now every year, including next week, I host the annual Sailor Moon meetup at Anime NYC. And it is the best, most amazing thing, the best, most amazing feeling. And I promise I'm going to shut up. And I'm sure some of you guys will feel the same with different like fandoms. With Sailor Moon, I love that every meetup I do, there's white people, there's Black people, there's Hispanic people, there's Asian people, there's everybody, plus size, thin, tall, small, there's men, there's women, there's non-binary, there's trans people. Everyone can just dress up as whoever they want. There could be 75 different versions of Sailor Moon, and it doesn't matter who you are or what you look like or what you identify as. You're Sailor Moon at that time, and you're included and you're welcomed. And am I allowed to curse here?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Of course,
fantastic. Yeah. I fucking love hosting these Sailor Moon gatherings because I love how intense everyone gets and how welcomed everyone feels. It's such a vibe. I fucking love it. That was that video you were talking about. That was the very first one. We'll be hosting our 4th annual next Saturday, so I'm super hyped.
For you to stop saying Anime NYC is next week, because I am not done with my costume and I'm like having a panic attack. So
oh my god.
Oh my god. Next week I'm gonna have to be in this costume that is on the floor currently, not done.
Fair. That was me last time. Fair.
Speaking of Shauna,
I'm kidding.
There she is. So yeah, everybody's been saying, "Hey, where's Shauna?" You know, she had like our highest number of views the episode we had her on and stuff. I'm like,
look at you.
Like, damn. Her hair's not red anymore.
What?
Her hair's not red anymore. It's like,
I know, it changed the color. It's my podcast now.
my podcast, everybody. It's fine.
Yeah, I think that for cosplay, my story is way less inspirational than both of yours. I feel like you have these beautiful stories, and I'm just kind of like, I run around in costume and take picture. But I think my first con that I went to was before I met Sean, and my friends just kind of like handed me a costume and said, you're doing this weekend, you're part of this group. And I didn't really like know anything about it or the series. Even we were just kind of walking around and people were taking our pictures, and it was just like a really bizarre experience because it was like the first time being a person who was like rejected in high school to like be around my own kind and have people who like didn't shame me for liking what I liked. And I think I was really into art, so the artist alley was a really big thing for me, and I remember wanting to be a part of that, which I never ended up doing. But then I started dating Sean. We went to our first con together. I actually didn't really want him to go. I actually
came anyway.
Yeah, I kind of like begged him not to because I didn't really want to like rope him into my crazy world that I lived. And I think one story that I didn't tell in the last podcast is that we were walking around and we weren't cosplaying together. We were just kind of like, I don't even know if you were wearing a costume.
I was Ken.
Okay, yeah,
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter. Okay, so we were walking around this con and we see this amazing couple dressed as Link and Zelda. Do you remember them? They were like the best cosplayers we'd ever seen. And we just like look at these people. We're like, we can do that. Spoiler alert, like it didn't look like that. I think we actually ran into those people the first time we did Link and Zelda, and everyone was like, oh, let's take a picture next to them. And we like looked like a pile of garbage next to them, but you know, we tried our best. And you know, since then I've kind of been like making our own things. Like I make most of my costumes and he makes a lot of my props. So it's kind of like a tag team venture. Which, like, speaking of, like, in a week, like, you also have to get one of my props.
Yeah, no worries. It'll be done.
It's gonna be great. So stay tuned next week.
As I make a prop in 1 week.
Yeah. I haven't gotten tickets to Anime NYC. So after this podcast, I'm probably going to be going into the city and tracking down my tickets. I leave everything to the last minute. I think Carter has seen me.
You sent me a message like reassuring me, yeah, I'm gonna be busy that weekend because I'm going to this con. And you ain't even gotten your tickets yet.
No, I'm the worst. What? I booked a photo shoot though, so that's why I'm like, well, I have to go. I paid for a photo shoot, so I have to go now. So the costume is gonna get done, the ticket's gonna get bought, like it's gonna work out. But yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting experience. It's going to be an interesting, painful week ahead of me.
It'll be fun.
But again, this is very normal. This isn't like a surprise. As you know, again, there have been times where I've been like painting things in hotel rooms and, you know, styling wigs and stuff. So it's
procrastination is key.
Yeah, like the last week, it's like that home stretch winning sprint in a long cross country run where you just kind of somehow get it done, you get to the finish line. So pray for me.
Yeah, that's where Sean's ingenuity comes into play, because Shauna's real last minute with all her stuff, and then
what?
Sean just all this stuff like, all right, I got your boots, you just work on your gauntlets or whatever. Yeah, that's from what I've observed, you know. So well, Sean, like what finally convinced you to join this crazy woman on her export?
To be honest, I just really wanted to go there, and I was like, this sounds like fun. I want to go. And then I went and I'm like, wow, this is a lot of fun. I think I'll come to the next one too. And then I just never stopped. And that's about it. I don't know. I don't really cosplay anymore, so I guess I did stop. But I just like going. I don't know. Someone's got to drive her there. She doesn't have a car.
Yeah, you also carry all the utilities and stuff like.
Yeah, I have power tools in the back of my car all the time. We're ready to go.
We also had this really cool backpack that just seems to have everything and stuff. Like,
oh yes, my portal cube. Yes.
Yeah. like my shit fell apart, and you're like, hold on, I got something for that.
Like, what do you need? A small sewing kit, safety pins, magnets? Yeah, I got those. Yeah.
Like a walking Home Depot.
You should just have the
I should be the cosplay fairy. Yeah.
So you guys should do. And I know I told Shauna that you should do Aerith. Yeah, you should do like a Zach Aerith sort of thing. Because when I was playing the remake and stuff, I was like playing with that part where I think we fought the fuck is that called? The Hell House. And then she was just saying stuff like, just go away, yeah. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like
Is that your impression of me? Is that how I sound to you?
What? What'd you say?
Is that how I sound to you? Like, well, you imagine me in your head.
It just sort of sound like that sort of sounds like, who do I know sounds like that? And then you popped up. I was like, okay.
I will do it. It's a dream. Don't worry. It's like high priority. We just got to finish my Deanne from 70 Deadly Sins.
Yeah, and you were in a flowery area too. You were like in a meadow in one of your photos or something. I'm like, just do it already.
I know. I'm the worst. Procrastinate till you die.
But Shauna did help me style like my wig for Noctis, which I was thankful for, because I didn't have any idea what I was doing. I didn't want to fuck it up. So
I also didn't really have any idea what I was doing, but I was kind of honored that you came to me with this. I was like, I'll figure it out for you. I'll like look at tutorials online until we get there.
Oh, that's all you did? Oh, okay. Well,
kind of. I knew I had like some base idea, but then there, like when it came to like thinning out the bangs, because your bangs were really like thick on that wig, and not just has more like stringy kind of bangs. I'd never done that before, so I had to like look up how to like thin out the bangs so I didn't mess up your expensive wig. And I did it. I did it. And you looked really good as him, by the way. That was a really fun time. Did you just work for the Ren Fair, or did you do it another time too?
I did it for. It wasn't. What was it? I think it was. It was a con up in Albany. Actually.
Oh, okay. The one that did Heather go with you to that one?
She did go for one of them, but it wasn't for that one. It was which one was it? I know it was up there with somebody. I don't know. I'm trying to blank, but I know I was at one of those cons. It was at either Empire City.
Okay.
Brie? No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't Empire.
Shit. It was one of those. It was.
There's one other one up there.
Con, right?
Big Apple? No, that's not up there.
No,
there's
that's
another
not
one.
in New York City.
I don't know. I know what you're talking about.
It was somewhere up there.
Yeah.
It was somewhere up there. That's where I wore it finally, because I was using it primarily to just fuck around and take pictures in my backyard, which I miss. That was my favorite area to take photos. Okay, so hey, let's go around. What is your favorite cosplay and least favorite cosplay or cosplays
that we've done?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
That's hard.
Who's going first?
I was able to get his, but I have to still figure mine out.
I don't know. Oh.
Like looking around the room at every like figure that I have, being like, which costume did I hate the most?
Okay, I think I'll go first because I'm looking at the one I hate. I'll start with hate. Before I started making my own costumes, I didn't know about commissions or anything. I found someone on eBay, you already know where this is going, years and years ago, who had this beautiful picture of a Super Sailor Moon. And I was like, yes, sold. And then it got here and it didn't look anything like the photo. And I also had ordered from Etsy, like accessories from somebody. I ordered them in August and it was for New York Comic Con that year, whatever year it was. And they never came. And she was like, oh, they got lost. I'll send them again. And it became this whole thing. So I never got my accessories. I had a costume that was like, it looked like poo-poo. And I was just, my wig, like, okay, so here's my head. The wig ended like up here. So the entire like back of my head was just like, behold. And I got to Comic-Con and I was just like, we out here. So that's my least favorite. That Super Sailor Moon is my absolute least favorite costume. I have it to show people, like when I do panels and stuff, it's like, this is what happens when you don't do your research. Don't be me. And I throw it on the floor. But that's my least favorite. My most favorite, I would say, is Sailor Starfighter, because like you were saying, I finished her the morning of Anime NYC 2019 in the hotel room at 5 a.m. and entered the cosplay masquerade with her like an idiot and ended up getting first place performance with her. And the whole thing, the wig, the costume, the boots, everything about her, I handmade myself. Like my literal blood is like embedded into that fabric. So she is my queen. I love her. and that is my number one. And my
I'm
least
pretty sure
favorite
I
is
found
supervillain.
you because of that costume, and you look so amazing in it. It's like I don't know, one of the best I've ever seen. You did an amazing job.
Thank you. That means like the world to me because she's one of my favorite characters. You just made my day. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think I got mine. I can go next. I got this. This is my least favorite is actually my Batgirl.
What?
So
Sorry.
I got my Batgirl off of Etsy. And as Garnet knows, the helm, the cowl was made of the same material as the costume. It was not like a resin
the ears are
cowl.
fluffy. Yeah.
Oh no.
And it didn't fit my head right because I have a weird shaped head, you know, whatever. So it never sat on my head right, and it made me uncomfortable because of that. So I was not a huge fan. The neck for the cape was too small. I gave her specific measurements too, mind you. So it was like, great. And now her shop is off of Etsy. It's been off of Etsy since literally the minute I got my package. Like I got my package in the mail and that shop disappeared. And I was like, well, fuck. I've been scammed. But I sold that, so I don't have to deal with that anymore. And that's on my back burner to remake is Batgirl, just to redo it. But my actual favorite, even though it was terrible, like there was some quality issues with the commission that I still have to fix. My favorite was Jessie Quick. I was the first Jessie Quick cosplayer in America, actually. Like the minute I saw Violet Bean on my screen, I was like, I need to do this. I got the costume made, I got it ready, I went in, I joined a Flash cosplay group, and I'm still one of the only ones that are in there that cosplay her. And I've had friends go up to Violet Bean at cons and say, hey, this is a friend of mine, like I want you to really see this, and like have shown her my picture as Jessie Quick, and she's literally cried over it. Like I love that costume so much. I need to fix it. There was a double seam on the pants, like because there's a stretchy part and then the leather bits, and there was a double seam, but the first part of that seam ripped, so like I literally fly by the seat of my pants every time I wear it. So I gotta fix that.
Yeah, I think I don't know, maybe the Batgirl was, you could have, I don't know, I think we could have worked with that a little bit, like kind of like put some sort of thing in there.
It was also like the suit itself was too long in like she had specific measurements. It was a custom costume. The torso was too long, and the suit had too big of a crotch on. It was weird as hell. I hit it well, but it was weird as hell. So it's fine.
Yeah. I need like my costumes tailor made. I can't just get like large, extra large or whatever, because I have broad shoulders but short torso, and I just hate it when stuff rides up because that's woo every
It's
time.
fine.
Stuff like Spider-Man and Deadpool and stuff.
I sold Batgirl for about $100, and then a week after the girl bought it, she turned around and tried to sell it for 3 times as much, and I did a big buyer. It was so funny. Oh my god, I felt so powerful. All right,
Nobody wants costume. It's like sitting out there alone in the rain.
Yeah, right.
Nobody wants to wear it. You know.
Love the soundboard.
So.
Me too. You're next.
Shauna.
Okay, you go
out of
first.
A billion costumes that you have.
Okay.
I still haven't picked that.
I probably know your
size.
Good.
Okay.
Roster of costumes you have.
So that's because I've cosplayed so many characters, I'm gonna narrow it down to a top 3 because I'm that. I feel like I really love Starfire a lot. That I talked about this in depth, I think, in the last one. But I think, her costumes are really revealing, and sometimes you're not always feeling having all of your skin showing. So, and body painting and stuff. So sometimes, I don't know, it's between Starfire, Marinette from Ladybug, I always cosplays her, and I love Persephone from Lore Olympus. That's a new one, but it's one that I really, really love doing. That also requires body paint, so it's just I am a glutton for punishment.
And wearing white clothing.
Yeah, she wears white because the world hates me. So yeah, those are my favorites. Least favorite, I think, takes a little bit of a backstory. So back into that Link and Zelda story again. Me and Sean decided to with no experience, make entire costumes from scratch, and we actually got a lot of attention for these Link and Zelda costumes because we were the only ones from Twilight Princess, and people were like, I don't know. I guess the world was just different, and you could get away with being less good at something and have people still like go wow over what you did. So we got a lot of attention off of these Link and Zelda costumes, and we came out of that con as like on a high. We're like, we're really good at this. We're naturals. Like, we can do anything. So of course we're like looking at costumes to do next. And we're like, oh, Final Fantasy. You see where this is going. And he's like, yeah, you should do Sarah from Final Fantasy. I want to do Snow. And I basically was like, I'll do anything you ask me to do. Sure, I'll do it. I'll figure it out. And again, I have never really had, I think I had help from my mom making the Zelda costume. So with this Sarah costume, like, I could do it all myself. Mm-hmm. It was an absolute disaster. Like, everything was falling down, falling off. The wig looked bad. Like, we got really nice photos taken. And he's like, I'll make your props. I'll make your props.
I've ever made.
Yeah, you continue. You have to finish the story up here because like.
Oh God. So we arrived, we got there, and I'm like, all right, I gotta find a place to park, but you had a shoot, I think?
Yeah.
So I just pulled the car over on the side of the road. I get out, I start getting her prop ready because, you know, the prop in that, it changes from a sword to a bow. And, you know, I could have just picked one. I'm like, no. It has to change. It's got to do everything. But I didn't want it to be too heavy, so I made it out of balsa wood so she could carry it. And I broke it when I was transforming.
Oh, man.
Like, got out of the car. I'm, like, assembling it together. And I just snapped one of the wings off. And I'm like,
I can't believe you've done this.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, if you just turn it around this way, no one will ever see it. Okay, here you go. I got to go park the car. Have fun.
Be good.
I was so mad.
And then like I saw a girl in the same costume who looked amazing with this like, I think $2,000 bow, just like walk by, and I'm like, well.
Oh, she had the battery powered one. You just hit a button and it just changed from bow to sword.
Yeah.
On its own, with electronics.
It was real rough.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's definitely the least.
But yours was made with love.
Yeah.
And I think there was some blood.
Or spite, I don't know.
Yeah, now you gotta go with yours.
Okay, so my least favorite is definitely that time that I did a terrible Nightwing. It was
Your face.
It was not good. I was like, don't worry, Shauna, I can handle this on my own. You're stressed making your own costume. I can do Nightwing. No, I can't. No. I put on like football armor underneath it, but it was like definitely football armor for children. So I got the largest size that I could, but I'm 6'5". So it was strangling me the whole time. It was a miserable experience. I definitely just wanted to walk out into the New York City streets and have a bus take me. Like, I was done with it 5 minutes into wearing it. Yeah. Never again.
And you wore it 2 days.
And I wore it for 2 days.
Oh my God.
2 days in a row.
Oh my goodness. No.
Yeah. But I don't know what my favorite. Yeah. See, like, I do like Link as my potential favorite because that's one of my favorite props that I've made. I love the sword and shield. I mean, the shield's 20 pounds, but you know, I made it out of solid wood because I'm an idiot. But,
at least you know.
Yeah, I know. And I know it's heavy and it sucks. And I love the props, but I don't.
Oh, no, I mean, at least you know you're an idiot. It's okay.
You get a workout every time you cosplay Link, you get a workout.
You're
it's
not
fine.
a fairy girl, so you're never going to do it
I know.
to the true potential that you could. But, you know, you try your best.
I do my best.
You have a lot of least favorites. I feel like you have a lot of miserable experiences.
But see, like, and then there are other things.
There's a reason why he doesn't do it anymore.
But everyone else did. Like, when we did James and Jesse and James, Team Rocket, like, I don't look good. I thought that, but everyone else is like, you look amazing. You look just like him.
You look perfect.
I'm like, I mean, I guess, sure, but I'm too self-critical.
Well, I know you didn't want to do Kylo Ren.
I never will.
He's doing it now.
It would be so great.
It really would.
I'm gonna
you got you definitely got the hair for it.
So,
You definitely
gonna
got
say
it.
his hair.
Because I asked him a long time ago. He was like,
on the floor.
no.
What was the question?
No, I asked him a long time ago, like, why don't you do Kylo Ren? He's like, no, I'm not doing it.
Never.
Oh, I'm like,
You're
okay.
not the only one. The year that movie came out, he was just walking around wearing black at the con, and random people were like, "Yo, I love your Kylo Ren costume. You look so good." And he was just like getting. He's like, "I'm not Kylo Ren," and then he just looked more like Kylo Ren.
Okay, so backstory for this as to why I am so against it. So we went and we saw the first movie, me and Shauna. It was her second time seeing it, my first time seeing it. So we're watching it, and then there's the dramatic face reveal. And Shauna goes, I don't understand why everyone's so into this guy. He's not that good looking.
No, I straight up said it.
Damn.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, he's definitely, a little off. Like, I don't get it either. That's fine. Like, I like, what's his name?
Finn.
No. The other, I'm drawing a blank. Anakin.
Anakin.
Like, I look much more like him. And Shauna's like, yes, you do. So we go back to my grandparents' house afterwards, and my little cousins are there, and they're talking about the Star Wars movie because they just saw it. And my grandma goes, oh, Sean, you know who you look like? You look like that Star Wars guy. And I'm like, Anakin, right? And she goes, no, Kylo Ren.
And the whole family chimes in. They're like, oh yeah. And then I couldn't unsee it.
And the only thing in my brain is flashing is Shauna going, yeah, that guy's ugly. And I'm like, so my whole family thinks I'm ugly. Great.
Oh, Shauna, you ruined
But
it.
obviously they didn't know that. Like they didn't have that.
I didn't think he looked like him until someone told me, and now I can't unsee it. And I just I want it to
happen. Never.
You called him ugly offhandedly. Like, it's not gonna happen now.
Bunch of Adam Driver haters.
Hot guy. Come on.
So you couldn't even watch a Marriage Story or any of those other movies that he's in. He's like, no, we are banning Adam Driver from our household.
He doesn't ship Raylo either.
I don't. It's fine.
Oh man, I can't unsee it either now. Like,
I see it. I really see it. Like straight up.
You are Kylo Ren.
I mean, I could see the Anakin in the eyebrows and everything, the eyes and all that stuff. I could definitely see. You're like a Kylo Anakin hybrid.
Kylo
is his grandson. They are related. So it does make sense.
You've got Skywalker within you.
There you go.
That's true.
Break that
incest is strong in this one.
So.
And the aesthetic.
I bet he's like, I wish I had Kylo's powers to just torture you.
Oh, that was good.
So, favorite convention, least favorite convention. That should be easy.
Oh, least favorite's easy.
Yeah,
least favorite's hard.
Wherever you.
I feel obligated to.
Kylo.
Oh no, I can talk. I can talk a little bit. So I'm a staff member for a convention company, so I feel really obligated to be like about this. But my favorite convention that I've ever done is Colorado Springs Comic-Con. I go out there every year with my dad for his birthday, and we work our butts off. But I have become family with Derek Riggs, which is the artist who created Eddie for Iron Maiden, and his wife, Kim, and at that show. And that is one of the best, healthiest family type relationships I've ever made. But that show is genuinely my favorite that I work, my favorite that I've attended. And my least favorite is Kineticon. Who's next?
I agree with Kineticon. I hate that one. I'm glad you agree. I was really scared to say it.
I don't want to talk to it. I can't, I feel obligated to not talk to it, but I will say I don't like Kineticon. There's another show that I also hate that I can't really talk about, so we're just going to go with Kineticon. Garnet knows which one I'm talking about, though.
Well, Brie, you meet a lot of celebrities in your travels too.
I do. I have a lot of really famous friends, and it's really weird because I was also the kid that everyone hated in high school.
But you're like friends with people on The Walking Dead and stuff, and
What's up, Jeremy? I know you're not watching, but hey, Palco.
Send him the link.
No, it's going on Facebook. No, I am. Every couple months I chit chat with Spencer Wilding, which is the new Darth Vader. Speaking of Star Wars, I am friends with a lot of the Power Rangers casts. Oh God, it's so many stories. It's crazy. I look back and looking at 14-year-old Brie, I would have been like, no, this isn't going to be what happens to me. Like, how is this what happens to me? So it's really fun. I really like cosplay for that too, because it got me to be the person that I never thought I would be able to be.
Super Brie, Berserker. She went from regular Brie to Berserker. No, like one of my favorite, like just to break the conversation for a minute. Like one of my favorites was when I traveled like what had to be 3 hours to Mohegan Sun with you guys, and we shared that hotel and everything. And you
Foxwoods, that was the Foxwoods show. That was the worst, one of the worst breakups I've ever had. No, so I have to tell you guys. So that weekend, I went through a really, really, really shitty breakup, and all of our friends, like we had like 5-6 people in our hotel room, and everyone was like, "I'm gonna not be here tonight because if your boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever comes back, like I don't want to be here for a fight. I don't want you to wake us up for a fight." And G stayed with me that whole night. At 2 a.m, we were sitting in between the beds, like in the little gap between the beds. We're sitting between the beds, and I'm just crying. And he's just like, "I'm here." Like he never left my side, and that is honestly one of the things that makes me, like now I'm done trying to make you cry. I promise. You had to bring it up. You brought it up, so it's your fault.
That make me emotional and everything. Anyway, so, but yeah, I don't know if whether or not you want to bring that up, but I wanted to bring up. I had a fantastic weekend.
that was our first time at Foxwoods too, so that was one of our best.
That was mine too. I mean, it was so colorful. He had all these slot machines and everything, but I think JDF put me up on stage on his Facebook Live.
I remember that. Oh my God.
Yeah. I want to show you real quick. If they'll allow me to do share the screen. Share the screen time. Yeah. Share the screen. Hold on a second. Just want to share the too. Share to optimize that.
You like called me screaming. Whoops. You're like, "Oh my God."
Oh, if I can find
it.
Okay, so this was when I first met Brie in 2014. So
this is a black screen I'm staring at. I don't see.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
There it
is. Okay, so this is autism. That's like the walk that we did. That's where I first met you. Let me see if I can find where the hell I met JDF on stage. Like I met him before.
So I have a great JDF story, and it's really hilarious. So at one of the Rhode Island Comic Cons, I'm friends with one of the people he travels with, which is Rockstar DJ Trey. And so we're at Rhode Island Comic Con, and if you've ever been between the hotel and the mall, there's that sky bridge, and we're going up behind JDF. And so I book it towards them, not thinking, and all of a sudden JDF is just like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I'm literally like, I push past him to attack Trey and like jump on Trey, give him a big hug because I haven't seen him in like 6 months at this point. And literally Jay is like at me, and one of the person I go up, and when I see them together, I go up. And
I'm just happy he didn't do any karate moves.
I think he knew my ends. It was just so funny.
Stand up. I told everybody else.
Sweating in my back. There I am.
What is it? Come up here. What was your first name? Garnett. You know a little bit about costumes? Good to see you again, by the way. That looks good.
Is that Tommy? Oh, no, that's me. I meant the host. That's me, right?
Put it home, tag us up. You guys can tag us up. All right, where's your cameras? You guys got to do. You need to see the movie? Or like that. And then I got escorted out the movie.
So excited.
Let's bring you out here. Let's just take this picture. Right here.
That's awesome, G.
That's so cool.
I remember you calling me like, "Oh my God, Brie, what just happened?"
Look good.
Yeah, I had to take my helmet off for that.
Gee, how'd you feel during on stage? Were you just like kind of like walking on air type of feeling, or just
like
Almost like you were there, but weren't really there. Or
Yeah. It was sort of like I don't know. It was a surreal feeling because I'm like, yo, I watched this guy like for years. I met him like in that one moment. It was weird. It was just
He's
weird
one of the most genuine actors I've met in my travels. So
like I know I met him at Big Apple Con. We shared that, but he saw me online and stuff. He put me on his a video again, and he said, "Here, I got this for you," right? And I'm like, "Oh, how much is that?" He's like, "No, it's yours, man." I was like, "Oh, thank you." And
okay, who's
that definitely goes on the wall.
I got this from Hartford Comic Con. I met
Kat. I had I had a shirt signed by her for my second ConnectiCon, and I actually found it while I was moving into this place, and I gave it to my boyfriend, whatever. I don't know what we're calling Nate today. My Nate. And I didn't mean that. I meant that with love. No. So it's in his room right now. He thought it was really cool.
I was at Hartford Comic Con. I think my second time going, and because I was there for full 3 days, and which is tough. But I walked over to her table and stuff, and she had these nice big blue eyes and stuff, and she's very nice, and she's like, "Okay, you have to pay for a picture." I'm like, "Okay, let me go get my wallet." I was seduced by the Pink Ranger.
It happens. Okay, who's next?
All right,
who's next on the best and worst cons? Favorite and least favorite.
Don't all jump at once.
Somebody's got to say something out there.
Don't all jump at once.
All right, I'll go. I don't have one, but
thanks.
That was great.
Best help ever.
That was pathetic.
No, I don't have. While y'all thinking of that, I got a question. Like, so are there any other hobbies other than cosplay that you guys got?
So, I don't know which one you want me to answer first.
The convention.
We want to answer the first question first, and then that question.
Okay.
While you guys are thinking, I can buy you time. If you need more time to think, I can go into mine.
I think I got it.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Go ahead.
My least favorite, it's not that I hate the convention, because I don't. It's just that it's so much, and I'm so weak, and I'm so old. New York Comic Con.
Yes.
Because my last one was in 2019, and I didn't want to go because I was like, there's too many people, I can't. But I had joined a very large Power Ranger group, and they're like, we need you. And I was like, damn it. So I went, and it was a positive because I got to meet Amy Jo Johnson, and I cried, and it was great. Anyway, but by the time it was noon, like literally 12 o'clock on the dot, I was passing out on a bench. I was just unconscious on a bench in front of the other parents. So I wasn't alone, and they gave me food. They pat me on the head, made sure I was alive. It was fine. But I was a dead body by noon. Yeah, they were just like, yeah, she's good. She's alive. She's good. But I was done at noon. It's just too much con, not enough me. But the other thing about New York Comic Con, and this isn't anybody's fault, this is just tastes. I prefer anime, K-pop, much more Marvel, DC, pop culture. So we're going in different directions. So that's my least favorite. My most favorite is a three-way tie. I know that's like a crappy answer, but I do what I want. Katsukons. And I've been missing them because of obviously pandemic. But if you ignore the pandemic, I would have gone to every single one of them. The food in the area, the memories, getting judged by people walking down the street. I don't know. It's great. I don't know. Those are just, I have such fond memories of each one of those conventions. For me, they're top tier, top three. So that's my least and most faves, least most fave. There you go. That's my answer.
I just wanted to point out another thing that sucks about it that you didn't mention is that there are so many normies at New York Comic Con, and I feel like they're the ones that thing about the series, or they don't know anything about the cosplay etiquette, don't touch cosplayers without their consent, and don't make racist or sexist comments to people. Horror stories of costumes happen at those really big ones like New York Comic Con, and I know people who have been just had really negative experiences with that, and I think that's why they had to put up signs
Yeah.
and say cosplay is not consent, because people were literally just grabbing, like this one girl that I knew like was literally like, this guy asked her for a photo and he like grabbed her tit, you know
my
what I mean? It's
God.
crazy. And they're the kind of people too who are like, oh, you're like in a group, like we did a Teen Titans group and we didn't have a cyborg, and everyone's like, where's Cyborg?
He's dead.
You know, over,
I don't know.
yeah, it's like there are so many reasons that person could have just not showed up today. Like it's really, I don't know, messed up. But I just wanted to like add that into your commentary.
It's true, because I'll join like the ranks. Like high school was not a good time for me. Like I was very much bullied, and a lot of really horrible things were said because I liked cosplay and conventions, but that's a whole other conversation. But to see those people now ask me how to get tickets and, oh, how can I go? Where can I get a costume? And I'm like,
Can I borrow
you
your
tried
costume?"
to stab me over anime and now you're going, fuck you. So it's annoying. So yeah, agreed.
Okay. Yeah.
I have hate and rage.
No,
That's why I go to therapy.
I totally got you.
Oh my God!
Oh, listen, I found a picture of us at the Eternal Con. Oh, I'm not even sharing the screen. Wow. Okay. Hold on a second. Share the screen.
It's loading.
So.
Oh yay!
So, bro.
Good times.
This picture right here. Look at the smirks on our faces. Yeah. This picture right here got recognized by the official Power Rangers Twitter.
That was so crazy.
Yeah, I milk that all the time. You know, 'cause
As you should.
I said like,
Absolutely.
yeah, that picture like was like, I had my hair nice and stuff and everything. It was looking. I mean, that was great. It was worth the $15 driving down there to Long Island.
Did you not drive with us? Did you take a separate car?
I don't know if you guys were there.
No, we
Were you
there.
guys there?
It was our birthday weekend, remember?
Eternal Con?
Spoiler alert, he
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, at Nassau Coliseum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we went out to dinner after. I know you were there for that.
Was I?
Arnie, do you remember what you ate for breakfast this morning?
Like after the con, like I blanked out. Like,
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to like the upscale cheesecake factory in that fancy mall.
Oh. All right.
Yes.
He's like, okay.
Yeah, I'm like blanking out.
At this
because I'm
point,
like,
just fake it and
there's
just
a
say,
lot
yeah, I
happened that
remember,
day,
yeah.
No, that's
That was a
okay.
good
He doesn't
day.
have
you know,
to remember. I don't
met
think he has
Liz, I
positive
met the Time
memories
Force
associated.
cast, and I was like, Time Force, and then that's all that was swirling in my head the whole day. So I mean, yeah, Cheesecake Factory's nice, but you know, I just don't remember that, you know. But
Oh my god.
Never
All right.
doubt Show's memory.
oh, it's your turn. Hey,
Oh.
yeah, I get old, you know, I get a little senile now and stuff, so you know.
No, it's
It's
okay.
a-
Again, I don't think the dinner was like a lot of fun. So I think that's probably why you don't remember it.
I don't know. I
doesn't
really
matter.
can't judge.
Got ideas for the show? Got questions for us? Or maybe you want to tell us we suck? Hit us up at straightupishtalk@gmail.com.
I think in terms of favorite and least favorite con, I feel like it's hard because certain years are better than others.
Mhm.
Like, so sometimes you'll like go to a con and it's really good the first year, and then you go back and it's awful, and vice versa. You know, I definitely agree with both of you on Kineticon and New York Comic Con. Like, both of those were bad experiences, and I stopped going. But I don't know. I didn't love the Eternal Con in the Nassau Coliseum. That's one that I oftentimes like to forget. I feel like it was just a really awful venue and ugly, and I don't know. I did not like that one personally, and I forgot about it until you guys were talking about it. So thank you for the reminder. But I guess favorite con is I love MagFest. I love MagFest. And I'm not even much of a gamer, but just the overall vibe and the kind of, it's just very chill, and it's a party environment. And yeah, like if you dress as a character that's not from a game, people aren't going to know what you are, but it's just kind of fun that way, because you get a lot of like weird stories. Like I did a version of Starfire there because again, I guess I hate myself. And somebody asked if I was a gender bent Ganondorf. So you just get a lot of like funny little like, you know, one-liners from people that you never would have heard anywhere else. So I don't know, I love that one.
I like MagFest and Anime Boston.
Ugh, Anime Boston's so good. So good.
Those are definitely up there for me.
Yeah, like those are like I have to go back to Anime Boston.
Wait, what?
What?
What are you guys saying? Like, I saw her roll her eyes. I'm like, what happened?
Sorry, we're like having our own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I assumed everyone else could hear it too, but Anime
I could
Boston
hear
is
you.
one of my favorites.
Oh.
Oh.
I
was a disappointed
I haven't been to any of those.
I like anime more, so it makes more sense for me. Anime and video games are my little niche. So, you know, I'm like, reading is hard, man. I don't have time to read.
What
Don't you have to read with anime?
No, you know,
Hold
like
on.
comic books and stuff. Okay. Like, I can't read. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
So, we went through everybody. What's my other question? Okay. So, what do you like and dislike about cosplay in general? It could be the community, it could be the costumes, it could be all that stuff. Nice face, Brie.
So with COVID and everything, so before COVID, I wasn't really cosplaying because I was going through a rough time, and then COVID happened, and I didn't really cosplay, and I just got settled into my new house. So like, I still haven't really done much or figured out what I'm gonna do. I thought I would miss it more, but the more time I've been away, the more toxic I realize there are people in the community, and like. It's separating from the toxicity. It's just like, whoa, I didn't realize it was that bad. My mental health is so much better because no one's criticizing my every move. Like, this is great. To be honest. But I like that everyone can get together and like the solidarity of anything you do. Like fandoms are great when you find the good people in them. And like I get the vibe from you guys that are here, but the people that you can post a picture and say, what do you guys think? And you're like, oh my God, you're so cute. Like, oh my God, you did a great job. Like the positivity that can come from it is fantastic. But at the same time, the toxicity is the worst thing.
Well, it's all you need is the small little group, right?
But no matter where you go, you're gonna find both, and that's the thing. That's the thing about it is you can't have one and not the other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, I agree with you on the toxicity, and I feel like there is a lot of gatekeeping in general over characters, over series, over like,
yes,
you know,
that's the word. Thank you.
Yeah. No, and especially with like series that are older, like older fans being a little bit hesitant on like letting newer people come in. Like I feel like there is just a lot of gatekeeping and a lot of like, you know, now with these new Gen Zs kind of joining the community, you know, they're not being shamed for it. You know what I mean? They're just able to kind of like love what they love, and like they don't have the same experience that we do. And I think that unfortunately there is like people our age who are gatekeeping them a little, and that's it's sad and unfortunate, and it's something that I even have to like force myself not to do, you know, because it's like everyone's experience is valid and different and whatever. I mean, I think that the, you know, people also just kind of like telling people what they should and shouldn't do, I feel like is really messed up. And I think, you know, for me having a theater background, which makes me, but you know, there's a lot of like, when you're in theater, they cast you in parts, and I feel like the reason I went to cosplay is because I could choose my characters and I could make my own story with that. And it's upsetting to see that like even there you're doing a group and people like don't want you to be a certain character, so they always try to veer you. Oh well, you know, why don't you do this person who's more your skin tone or more this, you know what I mean? So it like never really ends. And even just, you know, when it comes to comments, like, yes, there are sometimes like people who really put out really nice thought out comments, and those mean the world. But then there are other people who are just like for like, comment for comment pods because I want my photo to blow up, and like, you know, kind of chasing this virality. And I think you see it even more with TikTok, because TikTok allows people, like random people, to just go fully viral. So it's also just an interesting transitional period, I think, for the community in general.
I agree with that. And I think to piggyback off of that, my answer to like what I like and dislike or the positive and negative, the answer is the same. It's social media. Because social media has evolved so much during this pandemic where I like a lot of people will be more gatekeepy or will be doing things or they're in the community now, but they've never been to a convention. So they're saying such a thing without because they're behind a keyboard and they're not getting the consequences or repercussions or held accountable for it. So I've seen older people tell like, gatekeep Gen Z, but then I've seen Gen Z say, you're too old, you need to go get a job, you need to go do something. And I'm just like, okay. But I've seen both. And at the same time, I've seen, like, oh, you can't cosplay that because you're Black. You can't cosplay that because you're fat. You can't do this because you're too tall. You can't do this because you're a boy. And it's just like, who are you? You're no one. Like, who are you? You're not like the cosplay king. You're not the cosplay police. You can't tell me what I can and cannot do. If you tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do it like 20 times. And I'm going to make sure I post it 20 times a day just to piss you off. Like that's my new goal. So I've seen that. And then I've also seen the positives where my Sailor Moon group, my friend group here in New York, we started doing like monthly themes because we normally cosplay together in person all the time, but we haven't been able to. So we've been doing like monthly or bi-monthly themes where we'll come up with like August's was Greek mythology, for example. So we all picked the Sailor Moon character because it's usually Sailor Moon. It's not always. And we all basically came up with a Greek mythology inspired version of that character. And we had like the whole cast. It was sick. And after we posted it and shared all the photos and hyped each other up, we're like, okay, things are getting better. In the spring, can we do this in person? So now that online theme is we're going to do this whole big photo shoot with like these costumes that we made for an online thing. And I've found a lot of people online, more podcasts, Discord, things like that because of the pandemic and because of what's going on. So social media has got positive things, but social media has got negative things. And at the end of the day, I just think people need to touch grass. Just go outside and just pet the grass. Just it's there, touch it, pet it, smell it, lick it. I don't know, just do something. Because you're not gaining XP. You're not putting, I bullied someone on the internet on your resume. So you need to shut the fuck up. That's all I have to say.
Look at resumes. I would pass on that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
I bullied people on the internet because they were Black and cosplaying. Okay. All right. Good to know. So,
well, I'm going to touch upon that. Like social media, like I view it's like almost like it's a entity in itself. It's like sort of like you're taking a medication. Like a medication is going to help you, with certain things, right? But if you abuse that medication, it becomes harmful, right? If you let's say like a car, right? You need a car to get around from A to B and stuff. And it's useful, to help you out with transport. But if you go and run into somebody or just drive it off a cliff or whatever, it becomes pretty harmful. It just becomes a bad thing.
Exactly.
So I don't think it's like I know we're describing it as social media in itself, but it's really the type of people that utilize this tool and that shouldn't be, and the unfortunate thing is that everyone has access to it, and some things you just can't give to everybody. Like you'll have like the best costume in the world and everything. It'll take that one person, who has 15 followers and stuff, who's probably his family member, his mom, his dad, his sister, and a few bots. But, he's going to say like, ugh, you suck or whatever, just to ruin your day. That's the only goal, So
and then go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, but I was just going to add, and the caveat to that too, it's not even necessarily other people. It could also be you yourself, because the thing social media is doing, and I'll flat out admit I do it because I do marketing, and there's a bug. Anyway, I do marketing. So social media, whether like say you ignore the other people, which cool, but then there's yourself looking at the numbers, looking at the statistics. Why isn't my thing popping, like going like viral? Why aren't I getting the followers? Why aren't I getting the likes? Why is that person getting it? Is my costume not as good? Am I ugly? Am I too fat? Am I too this? There's so much like body dysmorphia and self-consciousness and a lot of negativity toward oneself that social media builds. And that's not social media's fault. That's just a caveat to social media, unfortunately. So I think it's like it's a double-edged sword. I enjoy social media very much, and I get paid to work with it here. But at the same time, does it affect me sometimes with my own body dysmorphia? Absolutely, 100%. Does it mess me up sometimes with the numbers? Absolutely, 100%. I think everyone goes through that, whether they admit it or not, or realize it or not, just because it's in your face 24/7. So I think I agree with what you're saying. It's like you've got to know when to not drive, if you will, or you've got to know when to, pull back or lean, like, take it a step back or something. Cause it's just, there's a lot of positives, but there's a lot of negatives too. And it's just,
and it's addictive. So it's kind of hard, to just like take that first step and not, as you said, not drive. And I think for a lot of us, the pandemic has been really good because people have been a little bit less active in certain ways. You know what I mean? Like there aren't cons, there's no FOMO, there's no like, oh, I can't afford to do this. So I'm not going to be able to go to this con and now I'm going to be miserable all weekend because I'm seeing everyone have fun. Like at least there's been like none of that. So I think it's been somewhat a time of healing, in that respect.
Right. Because it does become an addiction, like almost like medication, like I said, like, because when we wake up, like, what's the first thing we do? So I think around the time of the pandemic, we had a chance to some people had a chance to like sort of look inside and, see, have a different perspective on life and everything. Like I looked up like self-help podcasts or self-help books or whatever, audiobooks, just stuff to help me like cope with certain things, because you're separated from a lot of people, and the time to connect with people you care about was like important during that time, so you don't feel isolated. But if you're used to going on social media just to have contact with the outside world, that's all you're going to see is a bunch of stuff that you want to see and a lot of stuff you're not going to want to see. Like with me, with acting and stuff, every time I look there, I'm not doing so well with acting, and I'm looking at people saying, "Oh, I got booked on this and that," and I'm like, "Fucker," So we have to like be careful not to equate that with our own self-value. What's going on out there. We have to, if we need to take the time to work on ourselves, then we should definitely take that, and we definitely had that with the pandemic. You could do it now. It's up to you. But
it's always going to be there when you want to come back. You know what I mean? It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm not, you shouldn't be worried about what Jessica Negri's dressing up as or what this person's doing, what that person's doing. It's just be concerned with what you're doing, And if you need to turn off social media, then so be it. A lot of celebrities had to do that too, because they face criticism every day, Speaking of acting, Shauna, so I didn't tell you last time, Doom Patrol, right?
Yeah.
So I think they called me several times to do a stand-in. So guess who they let me stand in for?
Ooh, tell me.
They let me stand in. Like I was walking down, I was like, "Oh, so who am I standing in for?" And he said, "Oh, Cyborg." I'm like, "What?"
You're like, "I have experience."
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Me and Jovane, whatever. I was like, "Well, that's cool. You want to see some pictures?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Okay." But it was a great experience. Like, just going off topic for a minute, it was a great experience. Like I think this one scene, I was in this huge set and they had like a box, like this slab covered in like green screen, and I had to like lay on there like this, and I was kind of sliding off a little bit, so I had to like kind of like Spider-Man myself on the slab, and there were this camera on the dolly was like just hovering over me and stuff. And I think the scene was, I was supposed to be green screened as like an action figure. And I was like, this is very strange. And then someone on the crew was filming it on the TV because they have a lot of visual effects on the show and everything. And they showed me, and I was like inside a little doll package.
That's so cool.
You'll have to send me it when it's finished and up on TV. You have to send me at least a picture.
Well, I was just standing in. I should have got the picture from him. I'm like, because he had it on his phone. I was like, please send me that, please. But he still doesn't send me it, so sucks. But I met most of the cast and stuff. They were pretty cool. Met the dad and stuff, and there's a lot of laying on tables and stuff for some reason. I don't know. So it was really weird. But anyway, did everybody answer the question with you like about? Okay. So, final question for you guys from me. Where do you see yourself in the future in general with cosplay or whatever that you're interested in, you know?
No, I think that what I can say to that is it's hard to always, you can't predict the future because you never know what's going to happen at the end of the day. And I certainly never thought I would be here and in, doing what I'm doing now in a lot of respects. So it's, there's a lot to leave to the imagination. But I think that what I've learned in these past couple of years and just kind of taking a little bit of a step back from cosplay is that I'm trying to be more selective in the groups that I choose, the company that I keep, if you will, that I'm not just joining every group because it sounds interesting, but it's more about like the people that I'm spending the time with. And it's more, I want it to be more about like, I want to go back to my roots really and have it be about hanging out with my friends. And then it's about friendship and it's about camaraderie, not about like, let's pump out this group and like do it the most accurate we can so that we, the artist notices us or the whatever voice actors notice us, and rather than doing it for the clout, like doing it for just like being able to be like, oh, like let's do this shoot and then go out to dinner afterwards, like Rizuki, we did that shoot together, that Sailor Moon shoot together, and I think that that's like an example of like what I always want it to be like, where it's with amazing people and meeting new people along the way. It's not like I don't want it to be like cliquey or gatekeeping myself. Like I want to meet new people still, but I want to just be really selective about the people that I kind of continue to spend my time with. So that's where I'm hoping my future will go in this community.
That's fair. And when it comes to groups and stuff, like I agree with that. Like that group was so fun. That was so much fun.
So much
and
fun.
I love like the people that I cosplay with most often. Like I noticed, I mean, it's always Sailor Moon. Like 9 times out of 10, it's Sailor Moon. It's just
it's like the least toxic fandom. So it makes sense.
Honestly. And after all these years and like all the different characters and everything, I'll have people like message like, would you do this or would you do this? When it's my friends, like I feel like that just brings it all back to like day one. It's like that's what I've always wanted. Like I always wanted to be Sailor Moon with my friends, and now I can be, and it's the most amazing, awesome thing. I love it, and I have people like and groups like coming up like a couple months and stuff, and I'm just like, yay, because it was 2 years of not doing it. But I think to answer the question, like what do I see myself doing moving forward? I agree with you when it comes to I have no idea what the future holds. Was when I did my very first Sailor Moon cosplay. She's over here somewhere. My very, very first Sailor Moon cosplay back in 1998. Did I anticipate that 22, 23 years later, I'd be doing what I'm doing now? No, absolutely not. Like I never in my wildest dreams thought I would make anything or run anything. I was so introverted and so shy, and I would not speak. And I hated public speaking because people made fun of like my voice and my accent and my lisp and all this stuff. And so I just refused to speak. And now I'm like so extroverted, it physically hurts. So I don't know. I never anticipated this complete 180 of who I used to be and how I started. So I don't know. I just want to keep having fun with my friends. I just want to keep building a tea-free, drama-free community, because I'm just too old for that and I don't have the time for that. I just want to have fun with my friends. And if I, like I said before, if I can help somebody do that for themselves, bet. So that's me.
I'm just kind of in the same boat. Like I like doing it, but now in my I say in my old age, but I'm probably the youngest person here, or one of the youngest people.
I don't even want to ask how old everyone
is. You're talking like you're in your 80s or something. What the
like, I want to ask, but I don't want to be rude. Keep going.
I'm 26 for reference.
Oh,
so I'm
sweet
probably one of the
God.
youngest people here. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I don't have the friend group that wants to do group cosplays anymore. So for me, it's like finding something I want to do, but also I have really bad anxiety on top of being autistic and just really, really, really don't like going by myself to places. So for me, it's a lot. Like cosplaying at a convention is a lot now. But I am grateful that I have a network of photographers that live near me that have been wanting to make content. So it gives me that creative outlet. And if I can push myself to do it, and that sounds really bad, but like if I can get myself to keep going and keep facing the adversities that I know come with the stigmas surrounding my mental health conditions, like I can be that person that somebody somewhere is going to look at and say, hey, she can do it. I can do it too. And that's what I really want to do with my life. That's what I want to be with my life, is I want to be the person that inspires someone that got treated the same way I did when I was younger.
We probably already are inspiring people. You just, you just don't have any type of contact with them, They just realize they're just probably silently saying, oh, thank you, Brie. And they just don't, say anything. They just do their own thing. But yeah, that's cool. So I know the two compatriots that are just sitting there had nothing to say, but do you guys have any questions for the panel?
No, I've just been listening, to be honest. It's been a great, great discussion. Actually, I want to bring up, I know Ronnie P had his question about hobbies, so I wanted to make sure that didn't get ignored. I know, obviously, besides you guys cosplaying, what are the other hobbies? Oh, also, I'm sorry. What I wanted to say first, I've been waiting about an hour and a half to ask Sean where he got that t-shirt.
Oh, God.
I think it's Tea Turtle.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
It's awesome. I love it.
I'll try to find it, and I'll send you the link.
Some of these shirts are like in those vendors that hang around conventions or something.
I definitely got this at a convention.
Yeah, my nerd shirt's more subtle today, in case you're wondering. It's an orange shirt.
Kiss, kiss, fall in love.
Yeah, so if you know it, you know it. But if you don't, then it looks like I'm just going to school at some fancy prep.
I got this from Amazon.
Nice.
But yeah, because I want to make sure Ronnie P's question wasn't ignored about besides cosplay.
I forgot about that. What hobbies? I play League of Legends, so I don't really consider that a hobby. That's just me hating myself. I have an Etsy shop. That's a hobby, right?
What do you sell?
I make like cups and stuff. I'm gonna scoot backwards and I'm gonna grab one. Woo!
I'm gonna lean in. I want to see.
Some that are relevant to our interests here. Got WandaVision. This is our home. More relevant to your interests.
Yay!
I have the whole Inner Senshi line. I have Hogwarts cups. I do like whole bunch of things. I've made onesies for my best friend is having a baby, and I've been making stuff for her. Like, it's fun. It's a nice little outlet. That's what I did the last 2 years is I made stuff. I made masks. I sold masks. I got a lot of money from that during the pandemic. So, little things. And I play Magic, so I also hate myself there. Yeah, whatever.
Well, I like your cups. I would love to have a link to your Etsy.
Okay.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you.
Hobbies.
Okay. And thank you for bringing the question up again, because I know things got like detailed with the other questions, so I totally forgot. So thank you for bringing it up again.
I was holding on to it too, so I appreciate you.
Yes. I need to be stopped, really, is what the answer to that question is. I love working out. Like, the gym is like my second home. So the gym, working out, that's the first. I love writing a lot. I'm working on National Novel Writing Month right now. I'm like halfway through. I'm like 22,000 words in out of the 50,000. So I love writing. I like anything creative. I like doing. I like painting. I like knitting. I like sewing. Whether not for cosplay, but for cosplay, obviously. I love all of that. I love harassing my cats. It's really fun to do. But yeah, just anything creative, really.
That's a cat reveal for us.
They're not with me right now. They're all unconscious downstairs with my mom. Like when I come in the room, they're like, "Yay!" And then when my mom comes in, "You don't matter." And I'm just like, "Okay, I'll go die." But I do have 3 cats: Cow, Chibi, and Tigre. But we call him Tig for short. They don't love me. I'm just their food person. They don't actually love me.
I can relate to that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Got the bubbles.
Yeah, we have bunnies. They have similar personalities to your cat, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the buddy that wanted to eat my finger.
I don't think you've met these ones actually, because.
Oh yeah, you got new ones, yeah. Oh yeah, two.
They have two.
Two bunnies, yeah.
Yeah, they have, one of them is a cat though. But yeah, the hobbies thing is interesting because for me, I feel like a lot of them tie into cosplay, if you will. Like before I cosplayed, I was really into art, which I mention a lot. And I feel like when it comes to doing a costume, like I can incorporate that into making my costumes. Like I can use my painting skills for painting armor or painting like a hat, but like in the spare time, like I can draw something in an anime style. So like that's something. And then like I never knew how to sew before doing this, but after doing it, and like now I make some of my own clothing items, which is kind of cool. Like I can see something in a store and be like, oh, I can make that. I don't want to spend $30 on this shirt. I have fabric at home. I could just make that shirt, and actually like bringing that to life is kind of cool. What else do I like to do? I mean, I collect stuff, so there's a lot of nerd figures around my house. And yeah, that's kind of it, at least.
It's not
off the
true.
top of
You
my
love
head.
exploring the city.
Yeah, but that is, I guess that's like
It's
a hobby.
kind of a hobby
I
now.
like eating at
Yeah.
restaurants.
It's a
Oh yeah, we see that.
That counts.
You're a
You
little.
see the pictures of the ice cream cakes and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
like,
just do that
I'm like gaining
more.
so much weight just looking at those pictures. Like, geez.
Yeah, I guess hobbies for me include, I play video games. I recently decided to get back into Destiny 2.
What?
I'm terrible at
Wait a
the
minute.
game, but I enjoy losing. I make everyone else on my team look better. It's my job.
Yeah, same thing for me, Shirley. I'm horrible, but I love playing it.
Hey, we gotta get you back on. Hey,
Enjoys playing Destiny 2. I think everyone just plays it because it's something to do.
Destiny.
We gotta jump on Destiny 2 always sometime.
Yeah, definitely. I'll shoot Garnett like my Discord info and
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Like I did with my Etsy, yeah.
And then
All
my
need to
other
jump on
hobbies
Destiny.
include working on my car because
Right.
I love my car. I made it an Instagram. Do I use it? No,
You
not
use
anymore.
it more than your real Instagram.
I haven't looked at either of them. What am I doing? Discord. I gotta find it. It's
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I'm like finding like I don't know. All the content they're sending is like you got to pay for this and that. I'm like, give me some free content like Overwatch does.
Yeah, no. You gotta buy. Oh, you want to continue the actual campaign? Yeah, keep giving us money. Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
And each thing costs like buying another game almost. Like, come on.
That's why I stopped playing Battlefront, like Star Wars Battlefront. That's why I stopped playing, because in order to go to like, oh, you want to go to the Death Star, you have to give us $50. And I'm like, you can not get my $50, and that's how it's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I will say I am going to be buying the Animal Crossing DLC, but that's the only
I
time
did. It's so much fun. Get
Okay, I need
it,
to.
get it.
And then I pre-ordered the new Pokemon remake that's coming out next week. So that's about the extent, besides League of Legends, of my video gaming.
I only play Pokemon, so you got a leg
Pokemon
up on me.
Diamond! I'm so excited.
I'm a
I'm
Pearl
so
bitch,
excited.
but I'm excited too.
We can trade. It'll be fine.
I Switch so much, and then one day I was just like, I'm just gonna set you down over here, and I'm like, ooh, look, my old DS, and then I was, contained by that for a while, and then I put that down, and now I don't know. I guess I'm addicted to Sudokus now. For now. For the next month until I drop that and try to pick something else up.
The new Pokemon game.
Oh, right now I just play my Switch or whatever. Well, if I'm away on somewhere, but Shauna, you still didn't send me your info.
Oh shit. Where is
You don't have to do it now.
Oh, it's probably dead again, Garnett.
again?
It's dead?
Always dead, because I literally haven't touched it in a year, 2 years. Has it been 2 years? My friend got me Animal Crossing, and I had to very politely say, if I ever play this game, like, you'll never see me again. It's just, that's it for me. So
yeah, it's dead again.
It's
Sorry,
dead
Garnett.
again. It's dead. We'll plug it in now though. And I can show you it because it's gonna make you want to gain more weight, Garnett, because it's ice cream. It's an ice cream Switch.
Yeah, you showed me the what? Yeah,
I did. Okay. Yeah, I'm still obsessed with it. I haven't eaten it yet, but there's still time. Anyway, I did find a picture of the shirt, by the way, but I can't find the actual listing, so I'm gonna keep looking. But have not forgotten about the shirt. Anyway.
I hope that's gonna charge you. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, G, we haven't played the Switch in a while. I think when's the last time we played the Switch? Like 6 months or something like that. It's been a long time.
Well, I got my Switch around. What was it? April, May? I don't know. I know I had a lot of money from that commercial I did, so I just bought that. That was in March. So probably like April.
Commercial.
Probably like April.
So proud of you.
I have yours. I know I have you.
Congrats.
Oh, sweet.
I was like, I didn't even ask if you had a Switch. I just said, bring some of your Switch info.
You know me so well, though.
I'm sorry.
What about you? No?
Wait, what was it? Your voice spoke up.
Oh, do you have a Switch?
Yeah, I mostly play Pokemon and Animal Crossing. Like aside from like Pokemon, I'm really a retro gamer. Like I love like all the classics. But now my life is just Pokemon and Animal Crossing. So I have a Pokemon stadium on my Animal Crossing island. Like I actually built out a Pokemon stadium in there. So, oh my God, I love it. I love it so much. I have videos of it on. I will grab my Switch and share my Switch code.
Yeah, that looks cool. That looks cool.
That's really
Let me go fetch
it. High-tech skin or whatever casing.
Yeah,
whatever.
I guess I also really enjoy modding anything that I own.
Gee, you are cutting out like your voice.
I know.
Yeah, it's like.
Is this better?
No, Garnet.
See if I can close out.
Yeah.
I close out Google. Maybe that'll help. It just suddenly started bugging out. Close window. Do you hear me still?
Yeah, but you sound like kind of like there's like a weird garble to your voice. Yeah.
You're underwater.
Come back.
I know I paid my internet. What's this? Okay. Sean's Switch code.
Yay.
Hey, I think you gave that to me already, Shauna.
I'll put it in again.
Okay.
It's not all about you, okay? Maybe he wants to add other people.
New friendship. Yeah, I'm sorry this turned from cosplay to Animal Crossing. This is weird.
I'm gonna try to pull up
cosplay from Animal Crossing in this group.
No, but I want to. I want to cosplay Celeste and Felicity really bad.
See, I've never played it, but I know the characters, so that is.
Yay!
I like the little the strawberry.
Oh, she's so cute.
I just like things with strawberries. It's very simple.
I like
Coco. I love Coco. She's on my island.
Coco's my favorite.
She's not allowed to move. She asked to move last week, and I was like, "Where do you think you're going?"
No.
Nowhere.
Can't go anywhere.
You
None
live
of my
here.
villagers are
You will
allowed
die
to leave.
here.
I'm
This
happy
is
with
it.
my set, and I'll never let anyone.
Exactly.
He had one that he didn't like. Who he was actually like trying to get rid of though.
I did. Oh God, I can't even remember her name.
Gigi. Yeah, no, she had to go. I had her to.
Gigi. Yeah.
The lipstick, the hair. It was
I
weird.
hit her with
It
a
was
net
weird.
whenever I saw her. I boxed her house in so she couldn't go out and experience everyone else's friendship. And
I
like,
just
wait,
restarted
I
my
just
game
force her
when
to
everything
leave. Yeah,
happened. So I was like,
goodbye.
oh no. But I have Agnes and Sparrow were my starting villagers, and then I just got Prince, and I'm so excited. He's so cute. He's a little frog.
Okay, this is my. I don't know if you can see it really well, but that's the middle of my Pokemon stadium.
It's dope.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
I worked very hard on my little stadium, and no one ever goes in it, so it's just me.
But it's so
okay.
cool.
I want them to drop a Switch Gold and Silver.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to happen. Just gonna like. Put
There
that
was
out
so
to the
many
universe
games
right
I
now.
want them to like either remake or remaster or whatever. I'd like have a list, and I'm like, I know
Or
it'll
just
never
make
happen, but
adapters, like,
I'm
play
still
my
dreaming.
DS games on my Switch.
That's what most people want.
Yes.
please. I just want Ekme so
That would be an
happy.
amazing remake. I mean, I know it's not going to be probably for another like 10 years, but when they finally
Oh my God.
remake that one, oh my God.
I cannot wait. I'm ready. I'm ready now.
Same.
For real.
Keep talking about it. It's gonna happen, guys.
I'm just excited.
Nintendo's always listening.
I'm always
Character
excited.
in X and Y who has my name, and I can't believe I haven't cosplayed her yet. 'Cause my name is Shauna. It's a weird name. You don't, see, she like wears pink all the time. It's it felt like the Pokemon Company had their eyes on me when they made the other girl, and then having this character who's me, like talking to me, and no, Ferris wheel's Gen 5. No, watch the fireworks with
That's what
myself.
it
Yeah.
is.
It's a memory you'll always cherish.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really weird having me come on to me. It's like looking in a mirror.
And this is in the game, right?
Yeah.
It's like a scene you can't skip.
That's cool. Yeah, I honestly enjoy listening to you guys. You guys are great. I mean, I can sit here all day and just like y'all got stories on stories and the hobbies and what y'all just. I like the fact that y'all are coming together and just explaining stories. And have y'all all wait? Some of y'all have met, some have not. Correct?
I've never met
All
Brie
right,
before
so
until today.
Hi, yeah.
But I've known Shauna.
I only know Garnet in this
I
room.
met
Actually,
this guy today.
up on the street.
That's so
Yeah.
nice.
I walked
You guys
into
get along.
the bedroom and there was someone else there, and I just rolled with it. You know?
join the Zoom call.
Yeah, made her a cup of coffee, and I was like, "Here you go, stay a while." She didn't leave.
So-
I have Brie today, but I guess met everybody else prior to this because I met you two on the last one, and yeah.
So y'all think y'all ever do group cosplay since y'all now know each other? You think
I live in New
I mean-
Hampshire, so I don't know.
Maybe.
That's valid.
I
That's
mean,
a
I'd be
maybe.
down with it because
There's no
like
Connecticut.
I'm in a Sailor Moon group, and the majority of the people in that group are in Boston and
Oh,
Connecticut.
are you the?
So
are you in
I'm one of the
group
only
that
ones
has,
in New York.
What the heck's her cosplay?
Yeah, Mooney Mario cosplay.
I love her. I love her so much. Okay. Okay. So maybe
Yay!
children. Yes.
I'm like seeing her next week for the first time since Katsucon 2020, and I might cry. Like I cannot wait to see them.
That terribly. She's one of. I consider her one of my
Yes!
big
I haven't
sisters
seen
in my
her since
community, so it's
Katsucon
really
2020.
cool.
I haven't seen any of them since Katsucon 2020, and I'm like,
Which character
I
are
miss
you
you.
in that group? Who do you?
Saturn.
Saturn. Nice.
Yeah.
Because I know you were a different character in the group that we just did,
Yeah.
and I think we're doing another group
A
together.
different character. Yeah, it's with that group, that's Moon Menage. I have like that bag I have. Let me see. Hang on, if I could turn this. Okay, that bag right there is the majority of my cosplay wigs, and then over here is Sailor Moon, Sailor Uranus, Aerith is over there. So it's just
Me too.
I have to sit on the bag to make it.
I have
but
like
it fits.
eight or nine bins in our 3-season porch that just have cosplay
It's a
shit in
hot
them.
mess
So
in there. But when it comes to Sailor Moon, I'm just like, okay, who do you need? What do you want today? Saturn. I don't even care. I just want to do it with friends. I want to just have fun.
I love
So
that.
I'm here for it.
Nice. That's cool. Oh, you guys are great. Do you think it's hard to interact with other cosplayers out there, or has it become easier since social media, or what do you think?
I think it depends on the day.
It's been. Oh,
I was just
you go first.
literally
You go
saying it
first.
depends on the day. You know, it depends on like where I'm at mentally. If I can physically like talk to new people that day to them, and other times like people I know, like acquaintances, will try to talk to me, and I'm literally like, I haven't had coffee.
even if I've had coffee, I
Don't
tell
hear
people I
me.
haven't had coffee. Like I feel that in my soul. Yeah.
Oh, I do that. Yeah, you're not feeling it. I'm like, hi, it's really nice to see you. I need coffee. I'll see you later. So yeah, it
Me
really
too.
depends
I feel
on the
that.
day
Yeah.
for me.
I think for me, it's been easier more recently just because I'm so extroverted, but it depends on the day and the moment. There are times where like I'll physically be there. Mentally, I'm not there for hours, even though I physically got there at 9 a.m. So it depends on the day. It depends on the moment. But it's easier now for me than it was then. It just depends on
Or
am
like
I
the
alive?
night the night before. 'Cause
Yeah.
that will affect it.
Yeah. Like
Just put that out there.
oh my god. Like I tell everyone the story because I tell everyone the story because I'm just like, do not do this because I regret it. So like I was saying before, at like 5, 6 in the morning, and I had to take a 15-minute nap, get ready because I had to go to masquerade practice, like the preparation, everything at 8 in the morning. Finished the cosplay at 5, 6. I took a 15-minute nap. I got ready. I went to the con, and then right after the masquerade performance preparation, at 8 in the morning, I had to go to. I had the masquerade pre-judging, and after pre-judging I had another photo shoot, and after that I was working press, and after press I was hosting the Sailor Moon meetup, and after I passed out on the floor. I was a dead, not alive body. So then Sunday I didn't even want to look at my fiance. Like I didn't even want to look at him. I was just like, no,
I feel like
I'm
we all
done.
have that one story,
I am
you know,
done.
like the all
This is
nighter
done.
situation. Like it's just
Do that.
interesting.
For anyone that listens, do not do that. I don't regret it because it went really well, but I regret it because I thought I was
could
dying.
take your advice.
So do not
but
do
you
that.
see where I'm at with this costume this week. So there's a good chance at some point next week.
I'm with you in spirit. I'm with you in spirit.
Please, hold the spirit. I need it. I have one similar situation, kind of everybody here. So we were going to MagFest, and I was doing Zelda. It was my first time like remastering this costume that looked like shit the first time with a girl who I'd met at like Anime NYC. Like I'd been mutuals with her for a long time, but I didn't actually know her that well, if that makes sense, like an Instagram friend. And then so we were driving to the con, and it's like I don't know, 11 o'clock at night, and I embroidery in the car, and after about an hour in, I like look behind me. And I realized that part of the costume isn't there. So I finally I text the girl that I'm supposed to be rooming with, because we're on our way to the hotel room now. And I'm like, hey, just so you know, we're probably not going to be there till like 4 a.m. because we've decided and she's like, oh, I forgot to tell you, there's no hotel room.
What?
So she's like, yeah, I forgot I care at 4 a.m. So we ended up waking up at 4 a.m. and driving to DC. I put my makeup on and I did a boudoir shoot after, and then we like partied until 2 a.m.
Yeah,
and
sounds about right.
And I got like, or less.
Oh my God. I'm horrified.
That sounds like
it
fun.
was like the worst situation. Because I think we were going to go to sleep, and then our friends were like, oh, we'll just like, wow, there's a drink in my hand, shit,
Been there. Oh, there's a drink? Oh, shit, I can't leave.
Keep going.
Hey, you made it this far? Well, you might as well subscribe. Come on, you know you want to.
You got a question about like the photos and stuff?
What was that?
What
you
was
cut
that?
out?
I know I sound like a robot still, but Ron, can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound like a robot.
I know I sound like a robot.
I can hear you.
My bandwidth is like really, but you had a question about like being a photographer and stuff, or
yeah, like basically, I was gonna ask if any advice would you guys give to like either amateur or experienced photographers? Like maybe you said, hey, you guys need to work on this before or after the shoot.
Like when you say, I'm just trying to make sure like I understand the question. Like you want us like if we had feedback to give to up and coming photographers or photographers that are already kind of like doing cosplay shoots?
Yeah, go with the amateurs.
Okay.
Like somebody that's coming out of nowhere and just like, hey, can I see
Okay, don't be afraid to give me direction because I can't pose for shit. If you have a concept, like I want to hear it. Tell me what you want to see if you have an idea, and you learn from your own posing mistakes.
I think there's a lot of things I can think of, but the first thing that comes to mind is don't just leave it up to the model, and then vice versa. Don't let the model just leave it up to you. A photo shoot should be a joint photographer, and if there's an assistant too, it should be a group effort. So when I go to a photo shoot, I want you to, okay, like tilt your head like this, or hey, is it okay if I like help me pose? That's fine. But also let's talk about the character. Let's talk about like the series. Let's talk about like how they pose. What are they like? What's that character's personality? Because I've gone to watch anime. I just do comic books. So you tell me what to do. And I'm just like, that just kills the whole vibe. I don't even want to do the shoot now because you don't know what you're doing. So how are you even going to take a photo? Definitely make sure it's a tag team effort. Like it's a conversation. At the end of the day, that final photo is the result of the artwork done by the cosplayer and the artwork done by the photographer. Work with it like that. Pet peeve I have aside from, well, there's one other thing real quick. So that's the number one thing. But number two, make sure you work with people. And what I mean by that is if you're going to be a cosplay photographer, a wedding photographer, a baby photographer, family photographer, whatever, you only do comic book stuff, or maybe you only do boudoir, or maybe you only do, that's fine. Maybe you only do wedding photography, maybe you only do landscapes, whatever it is. But whatever that is, in this case, cosplay, make sure that you recognize mean skinny white girl. Make sure you've got
100%.
people of color. You've got Black people as well. You've got plus size people. You have men, you have women, you have non-binary. Make sure you have everybody included, able-bodied people, people with disabilities and wheelchairs, and just make sure you have groups. And my eyes cross because I have to be like, okay, you get out, or don't just not tell me. Like, let's communicate. But if you're going to be a cosplay photographer, be a cosplay photographer. Cosplay is for everyone. Cosplay is multiple bodies. Cosplay is multiple sexualities, religions, a lot. Include that. And I'm gonna shut up. I'll keep going for like 12 hours on that topic.
I have like something too, and also not just skinny white girls in skimpy outfits. You know what I mean? Because there are definitely people who like only have white and Asian girls because anime is like it is from Asia, so like I feel like it's like skinny white and Asian girls with half of their skin showing, and like if that's the only thing you're doing something wrong, in my opinion. At that point it's like just straight up say you're a boudoir photographer and just like run with that. And I think my one is when they have reference photos pulled up, like in like regards to what you were saying of like, if you don't know the character, that's okay. You can straight up be like, I'm not really that they like to pose like this and this. Like, are you comfortable, getting up on a ledge? Are you comfortable jumping for the photo? Like, it's always okay if up on that rock where their costume, it might be armor. It might be hard to climb up on that rock. So kind of just being mindful of the fact that like, this isn't thing. This isn't necessarily like an actual armored, suit where I can just climb up a tree and do whatever it is that needs to be done, and that I might need help getting the shot that you be able to work with other people, not just models, but other photographers, I think is really important. I think it's an immediate red flag when certain photographers don't like a lot of this problematic energy, and it kind of also dims the vibe of the shoot when you're like, oh, well, this person did this shoot that last week, takes it down a notch for me personally.
I'm just drinking my water.
Yeah, again, like you do these group shoots and there are multiple photographers because there's like 10 people in the group. So it's, and it's always kind of disheartening when like, a photographer sees another photographer getting a really good shot, and rather than being like, oh, that's an awesome. So I feel like just being able to kind of, work with everybody and kind of be a team player, and that it's not just about working with the cosplayers, but working with other photographers. At cons, you've seen it. 3 photographers, you'd think it's common sense, but it's few and
but also respect boundaries. Like if you come up to me and are like, hey, can I get this picture real quick? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in a paid shoot right now. Like I can't do that. Don't get nervous. And I'm trying to go through with my service, and like, you just want your free photo. Like, I understand, like, you can take my picture. Yes, that's fine. But you're going to have to come back, or you're going to have to wait. Like, being respectful of the model of conventions I've been to, and it's not okay.
Agreed.
In that same vein.
It's happened so many times. And there's one photographer, I'm not going to mention who they are, but I love them. I have nothing but good things to say. Before we did a dream shoot together, asked us for reference photos. I had no idea who our characters were. It was fine. But when we got to the shoot, they had gone through all of the source photos, but then on their phone, they pulled out all of the source photos and other. You have no idea how much this means. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. Michael Arge,
give him
because it was the 3 Lights photo shoot, and I'm gonna cry. The absolute world, like, they're everything to me. I will fight for them. And I had a photo shoot it was myself, Say Swords Cosplay, Abby, and one of photo shoot at Anime NYC 2019. And Michael had spoken to us before. We all talked about what we were looking for: source photos, colors, gels, blah blah blah. This man had all of these photos on his phone, had the colored gel lights, roses. Like thinking about that shoot, like, I want to sob. It was chef's kiss golden. Like, it has put this expectation from. I expect that from everyone.
That might be a problem, though.
Yeah, he set the bar.
Absolutely. Oh, he set the bar, and thankfully, like, right now I haven't worked with, and they do similar things, and I'm just like, I love you so much. Never leave me. So I agree with what Shauna and Brie both said. It's respectful that, they're giving you a service, and like, you guys are working together. They're working with you, and they're diverse, and everything's just beautiful. Everything is just bunnies and wonderful. And I don't know. I look at the happiest person on earth. So I concur.
Another thing to mention too is I like when they give us the proofs and let us pick the photos that we want. Yes. I think it's always like kind of crappy when like they highlight a part of myself that I don't like, and I have a lot of my own insecurities that I deal with. So like being able to be like, okay, like letting you choose a certain number of proofs and is respectful. I feel like he also like accepts feedback. I think that's another thing that's important. Like I don't really like the lighting in this. Like, can we do it again? Or like, I'm sorry, like I was off, my posing was off. Being able to just
definitely like, and just to sing his praises one final time. Like I said before, I have strabismus, so my eyes cross. It's not as bad as it used to be, which I usually am at the end of a convention. My eyes are just like, it'd be great if we both went this way. So when I'm in a shoot with him in that, he'll let me know. And then we have like this whole like coordinated thing where like he'll like count down for me so that I can let my eyes rest. And we have this whole thing about, he's so respectful about it. Still came through, let me know. And you would never know that in any of those photos. So I'm just like, being able to see the proofs first is so key. I have so many insecurities, and that's one of them. So that is just like, yes. Just yes.
It's a little detail, and if you're a person who doesn't look for that or doesn't see small details, then it's something like my own things where something's been tucked weird, or like, my wig is messed up and I didn't notice that my hairline was showing details and stuff. I feel like it's so important, and it really just ups the game of the content that you're receiving.
I talk too much. I'm sorry. I just
No, you guys are.
I'm on
listen,
mute. No,
this
that's
is what we
okay.
asking for. We ask the questions, you guys are answering it. So, that's perfect. As long as you want, it's perfect. Matt, you got anything?
Just for, you guys touched upon this kind of already, but just for like up and coming, nerds or future cosplayers that are like in high school right now who are, I guess, kind of embarrassed about kind of coming out and saying they're a nerd or saying they, would like to cosplay, just for them.
Don't let anybody tell you no. If you want to do it, go for it. Like, there's a fear of missing out, but there's also a fear of being accepted in like high school kids these days, especially. So like, if for me, like my current with you guys, like I do D&D, but I like heavy metal, I craft, I like all these different ends of the spectrum, and they're all like, okay, cool, we respect that, we like that. Like it carried. Everyone was like, oh shit, this is great. Like you don't. The biggest fear of missing out is the fear of being accepted. in the end of the day. And people don't realize that they're synonymous. I guess this is close to a good word. It's like, you're never gonna know what's gonna happen. And you're gonna find the best friends that you are ever gonna make by being your true
don't
self.
accept you aren't your real friends, because that's, I feel
exactly
like,
that too.
right? And your first costume is gonna suck. It's gonna start everyone, and that it is okay that your first one's gonna suck. You gotta keep moving because you're never gonna get better if you don't start. But yeah, don't start with something too hard. Yeah.
I think the first, because I interact with a lot of high schoolers with the panels and things that I do. And the first bit of advice I tell, matter if you bought it, if you made it, if it came from your closet, if you commissioned it, if you did a mixture of all of the above, if you borrowed it, it doesn't matter. Is it a costume? Cool. Is it on your body? Cool. You could spend $5, you could spend $0. It does not matter. All of it is still considered cosplay. It's all valid. And it's your way of expressing your hobby, your passion, and your interests with like-minded people. That's the day. And I tell kids at these panels all the time, it's like, listen, I'm going to age myself again. You were not alive when I was in high school, which hurts
I made it
me
worse,
a little
didn't
bit,
I?
I digress. Yes, you did. I tear when you said your age. But I tell them, it's like, listen, when I was in high school, it was 100,000% not accepted. It was not the norm. It was not pop culture, like Shauna was saying there. And did that 16-year-old girl getting brutally bullied know that when she was 35, which she would be engaged to someone that she met because of cosplay, that she'd be getting wonderful supportive group of friends because of cosplay and anime and video games and K-pop? Would 16-year-old me ever know that? She had no idea. But I would love to tell her, because I regret nothing when it comes to continuing with cosplay and anime. I just hope that, like you said, Brie, like, I just hope that they don't fear missing out and that they don't fear being accepted, because then nothing happens. So that I would agree with that as well.
I wish that I did it younger. You know what I mean? Like, I wish that I started this younger, that I had the resources to be able to do it. Like these kids later, like I started making my own costumes when I was like in my early 20s. So, you know, for me, I don't know. It sucks in this craft and improving, and I didn't do that because of my own fears and my own stupid, like, it's not even just like people, it's also just my skin color is too dark, and people have been telling me that my whole life, so I can never be Sailor Moon even though that's what I want to do. You know, it's like that act of sucking it up is really, really hard, you know. But, you know, now that the resources are there, you know, and you can get a good wig and look good right off the bat, just do it, you know.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
You guys really paved the way. I mean, look, you made it easy for younger people to come in, and actually it's so much accepted. It's like normal now compared to
absolutely
10 years ago. Like, you say cosplay it is, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So
like back then, a lot of people like took it like, it's, when I think about it now, I'm just like, whoa, like that was, people took it down like a sexual path because they associated anime. So they're just like, oh, you're into that.
But now
it's
people
just like,
still do that. Like, people are doing that again because of COVID and everything. I found like a lot of cosplayers, and I'm not knocking it, okay? I 100% am not knocking it, turned into professional sex workers because of COVID to get that income from not being able to attend conventions. Like, it's staggering. And then you have this new stigma, like from a professional, like stigma of, well, if we bring them in as a guest, then are they going to show up in an actual cosplay? Or are they going to show up in their, like, what do we expect? So there's a professional stigma now on that, but also newer people, and myself trying to get back into it included, get intimidated. Like, I don't have the body for that, so I'm intimidated because when people think cosplay, they think this. So you can't also bother you. Like, that's the other advice I would give.
That's a great point, because a lot of kids, adults, think that in order to make it or to be accepted, that you have to do that.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm like, I will go into the comments and be like, yes,
exactly.
Queen, more titty, yes, let's go. I'm here for it. Me personally, that's just, like, Starfighter is like, no one look at me. It's just not for me. I'm super uncomfortable with it. Super, super just not for me. But I'm here for everyone that does it. Absolutely. But player coming in, or a cosplayer already in, or just viewers watching us have that expectation that, oh, well, you're a cosplayer, so, you know, where's your, you know, little sexy thing? Where's your this? Where's your that? And it's just like, not all of us are comfortable with doing that. Not all of us are different and has different comfort levels and different everything. So even myself, like, sometimes I'm just like, do I have to like show a titty to like, but then the other side of my brain is like, you don't have to. It's like a constant battle with myself, let alone the expectations they put on you. So that, I agree, that's definitely something that you would want to tell up and coming people, especially the younger side, for sure.
TikTok is good at kind of monitoring that. From what I can tell, I feel like TikTok is kind of trying to push away
a little bit, yeah.
content from what I understand. So I'm hoping on the convention staff and being worried about what people are going to show up wearing. I think that there was like a controversial story from maybe like 2014. I don't know if you know the one. It was PAX.
That's right. That's right.
I don't think I know that.
And she wore like a full bodysuit, but it was like open down to like her belly button, leave because of that. But again, like it wasn't like she like showed up in her underwear. Like she was wearing a costume that she made. It was a bodysuit that she made. And it was showing like she was actually told to leave. I don't remember again the exact year it was, but I know it was one of the PAX cons.
That's right.
And she was
I
doing
remember
like,
that. But that was also before cosplay and sex work became more synonymous in culture, which is
a good point.
And again,
so I'm going to interject here, interrupt because I have the robot voice, but yeah, at the end of the episode. But if you guys want, I can invite you guys on Anchor if it be via audio. We can continue the conversation about what you guys are talking about if you guys are interested. You understand what I said?
no.
So,
Was that English? I'm so confused.
robot voice right now. If you
I'm
want,
like trying.
if you want, I have the Anchor app, so I can send you an invite to continue that conversation on another platform. It'll be just audio. You won't have to show your face or anything. Are you interested in that?
Maybe not today for me because I
Okay.
do have a lot of stuff that I need to get going on.
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
I had to think about what you were saying. Like, wait, I think I got him. I'm understanding Google Translate. But anyway,
I'd like to suggest.
Going over my bandwidth. It's so
But
horrible. But I don't know. I
it's
gotta.
okay, not your fault.
Well, do you guys have like a Discord for people that you've had on your podcast to like
Eventually.
interact with each other? And okay, because
Eventually.
I would definitely be down to like
Agreed.
chat with all you
Like
guys.
I know,
and
right now,
come
I know I
back
have to
and-
run errands and stuff. But
Yeah.
but do I want to continue this conversation with y'all? Hell yeah, this is fun. So absolutely.
Awesome.
I love
It'll
those.
be just audio. You won't have to worry about. Oh, I gotta. So tell
You
people
had
where
to
they can
fix your
find you.
Minimos today. It's okay.
Tell people where they can find you. Social media.
Where we
not in person.
Okay.
where they can find us? Yes. So I am Brie's Instagram. It's my TikTok. It's my Facebook fan page. So you can find me.
I'm actually going to follow you right now.
Nice.
You can do it, Instagram. I believe in you.
did.
I mean, you can send it to me also via chat, so I can put it in the description.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that I'm robot voice right now.
No, you don't. You're cyborg. It's okay.
It's fine. Your real voice is coming out, and you're just trying to hide it. It's okay. It's okay,
That's right.
Cyborg. Don't
I'm in the Matrix right now.
Oh, Shauna, you're so cute. Okay, sorry.
I can't. I'm probably spelling it wrong, so definitely pop it in
Yes.
because I think
Okay.
I'm spelling it wrong.
That's
I
fine.
can't find it.
Yeah. IE.
like the cheese.
That's
Oh,
why. There it
IE.
is. Oh, why was it
Oh,
caps? I'm
okay.
sorry.
Okay.
Berserker.
I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Yay.
Yay.
I
Okay,
found it
I'm
back.
You on TikTok? You said.
Yes, and I'm
Yay.
also on TikTok. My favorite TikTok costumes that I've done, because I'm guilty of that, is I've done Rachel Green, and I've done
Nice.
Cat
Oh.
from Victorious, because I had all the clothes already because I'm a 90s child, and they're so fun.
I did an audio with Kat from Victorious when I had red hair for a while.
I love her.
So much. She's
Oh my god, her voice is so funny.
Liz, where can people find you?
It's terrifying.
They can't. No, I'm kidding. So, not all, but if you see a girl with that and her name is Rizuki or Rizuki Ann, Rizuki, it's me. So yeah, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and the TikTok.
Me either,
but
it's
I'm not the
fine.
good at the TikTok.
The TikTok.
But yes, if it's Rizuki with glasses, it's me.
Gotcha. I'm adding everybody right now.
Yay!
like I have a mostly inactive cosplay Instagram that's mostly just for people to tag me because I do photo shoots. I just don't. Post
Wait, is that your Halloween
photos 'cause I'm
costume?
the
Because that's
worst.
fantastic.
With the fairy godmother.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's your day. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so
Continue.
yeah, I use Shazahime for my cosplays, but I use Shauna Puff for like my life stuff, which I'm becoming more and more comfortable with. Follow cosplayers because the
Keep them
FOMO.
separate.
Yeah, the FOMO life.
Keep it separate, yeah.
So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and then I have my TikTok, which is Shauna Social Media. So if there's a person trying to tell you that they're me on anything else, that's probably not me, because I wouldn't directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fair.
TikTok is good shit. I like it. I didn't want to make one for so long, and then the
We
Yeah.
actually use it for my work, and we sell jewelry on TikTok. So it's crazy.
All right.
So yes.
Got it.
Yay!
Good shit.
Ron, you're not gonna plug yourself?
I don't have a cosplay, bro.
You cosplay with the
okay.
camera. It's okay.
Yeah, so that's true. That is true. TSR photos, but this is the only one I have on the iPad right now. But TSR.photos is my Instagram. and TSR Reviews for YouTube. And that's it for now.
Following.
Okay.
Oh,
Yay!
we're waiting for the folks.
He's like, I'm not gonna bother.
He's like in standby mode.
Garnet EXE has stopped.
Okay, so I'll just end the show. I'm very upset that I am robot voice right now. I have to speak in segments. It sounds like I'm the Borg or something. So if you can make out my voice, you can follow me on Genetics Cosplay. That's my cosplay page. I'm not going to spell it because no one's going to be able to distinguish what I'm saying. So I'll just put it in the description. So, oh yeah, Garnet.Galloway. That's my actor page on IG, Instagram. And follow me on Twitch. I think, Brie, you have a Twitch channel, right?
You on mute.
Oh, fuck! Oh. Yeah, so I haven't been streaming because I just got out of a bad relationship and I just moved. So a bad breakup is really what it was, but I just moved, so I'm gonna be starting streaming again. Pretty sure. Usually I stream on Wednesday nights. I play Among Us with a group of cosplayers from New England, and yeah, who knows what else I'm gonna stream. I don't, so who knows?
Okay, so yeah, I have a Twitch channel too, but I have like not as many followers as Brie. But it's Gimme Games, G1MME. Wait.
I'll put it in the description of the video. It's okay.
Wait a minute.
Just put it in the description. It's gonna bug you, but
G.exe has stopped responding.
Oh, that was great. What just happened?
Wait, here it is. Yeah, I was right. So it's G1MMEGAMEZ. Gimme Games. That's me on Twitch. All right? Watch raging, playing games, all that good stuff. Maybe you'll get the robot voice right now. Resistance is futile. But anyway, thanks to our guests for coming in the clutch. You saved me. Saved me a week of finding people and everything. Appreciate you guys. Miss you guys. Wish you were down here.
You too,
Let us know when you're back.
yeah, definitely let us know when you're back up here.
Hope you understand me. I'm kind of mad at the thing messed up, but whatever. That's on Zoom. So anyway, you catch us Straight Up Ish on IG, Straight Up Ish Podcast on YouTube. All your podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever the hell else is out there. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors, coworkers, all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next episode. See you later. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been the Straight Up Ish Podcast. We're on Google, Apple, and Spotify, and everywhere you listen to your podcasts. New episodes every week, so don't forget to subscribe.